on the gridiron or courtside, you know what time it is. It's
Sports Plus Life. Sports Plus Life.
ringside or front court or field pass, we ballin', no. Knuckle up or buckle up, I tell it like it is when I'm on my show. Home run, slam dunk, knockout, or got some dough.
Sports Plus Life.
Yeah.
Sports Plus Life. Yo, 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 yo. What's up? What's really good? It's your boy Brandon Brevon Towns, host of that show called Sports Plus Life. You feel me? And Lord, do we have a packed show today. So yo, guess what? Guess what? Turn it off, turn it off, turn it all the way off now. Yes, yes, yes. How is everybody doing today? Please allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Brandon Brevon Towns, host of that show called Sports Plus Life, that there sports podcast where we talk about all of the necessary topics in sports and all of the necessary topics in life. Oh man, it is Monday, February 14th, 2000 of the 2-2. Oh, snap, you know it is Valentine's Day. Or he can be such an asshole when he wants to be. Or at least that's what they say about me sometimes. But anyway, yes, it is Valentine's Day, but damn that. It is the day after the Super Bowl. Now, before I get into the good old sports topics, man, I just, of course, want to send my shout outs and my love to all of my peoples out there, all of my family, my black and gold fam. Special congratulations. This is for my Holland Springs fam, all jokes aside. Special congratulations to Coach Lancaster, Coach George Lancaster, the legend. They dedicated the new basketball court at the new Holland Springs High School, dedicated to him, his name, his gym, his court. And well-deserved, definitely well-deserved for Coach Land, and this was my guy. I mean, I've known Coach Land my whole life, and honestly, I was mad that I didn't know about, the game when this was going to happen, because it happened on Saturday, and I usually work Saturdays, but I was off this Saturday, and honestly, outside of getting my hair cut, I had nothing to do, and it was at 3 o'clock, and my homegirl, my best friend Alicia, she told me about it, and I was like, wait a minute, what? Damn, because I sure enough would have went. Honestly, I would have went, because like I said, Coach Land, that's my guy. I've known him. When I say I've known him my whole life, I've known him my whole life. I went to preschool with his daughter. I mean, and that's family right there. And again, congratulations, Coach. Again, shout out to my black and gold fam. Keep them love bombs going. And yes. Oh, Regina's birthday. Happy birthday, sis. And but you guys know what yesterday was, so without further ado, my people, let's get to it. Super Bowl 56 did not disappoint as far as levels of competition, and it damn sure didn't disappoint when it came to the halftime show. But I'm going to get into the game first. Again, Super Bowl 56 between the Los Angeles Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals in SoFi Stadium, the home of the Los Angeles Rams, and it ended up being a nail-biter, great game, more defensive than a lot of people thought it was going to be, and that usually happens when you think of two teams that have such potent offenses. At times, it turns out to be a defensive battle, but at the end result, the Los Angeles Rams won their second Super Bowl title as an organization and the first one in the city of Los Angeles. Remember in 1999 when the greatest show on turf won it, they were the St. Louis Rams, but they defeated the Cincinnati Bengals 23-20 in a game where I'm going to be honest with you. The Bengals have to be asking themselves, how in the hell did we lose this game? Because it was right there for a silver platter on the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, Matthew Stafford was pretty good. Joe Burrow was pretty good. As far as the quarterback comparisons go, both of them got injured during the game. They never missed any plays, but both of them at times got off the field with a noticeable limp. Burrow's hit looked nasty, how his ankle and leg got rolled up on. But he toughed it out. And again, I know the Cincinnati Bengals are saying, how in the hell did we lose this game? Because game summary, okay. You niggas are crazy. Both teams punt their first possessions, and Cincinnati decides to go for it on fourth down in the first quarter. They don't get it. the Rams go right down and score a touchdown to OBJ, a touchdown pass to Odell Beckham Jr., who would later go on to get injured in the second quarter, and I believe it's a torn ACL. And I feel so bad for him because I'm going to tell you something. Odell Beckham was balling. They had no answer for Odell Beckham because they looked like they were intent on shutting down Cooper Kupp, and Odell Beckham was getting off. And then the Bengals go down, score a field goal. Then the Rams score another touchdown, missed the extra point, so it's 13-3. But then the Bengals, they start getting their sea legs up under them. They had a Philly special kind of play where Joe Mixon threw a touchdown pass to T. Higgins. And Jamar Chase, he was okay. T. Higgins was the guy yesterday. T. Higgins was honestly the guy yesterday for the Cincinnati Bengals. 4 catches, 100 yards, even 2 touchdowns. So it's 13-10 at halftime. And then the very first play of the second half of the third quarter, Burrow throws a 75-yarder to T. Higgins for a touchdown. Now, if you watch the game, you know that should have been offensive pass interference. You throw Jalen Ramsey down by the face mask. Being the fact that the Rams won, I guess now you can live with it. But it was 17-13. Then the first possession, Matthew Stafford throws an interception. That was his second. The first interception in the first half, where he force-fed it into the end zone, a deep pass to Van Jefferson, and Jesse Bates intercepted it. That was a bad interception. The second interception was off the hands. I can't pronounce this wide receiver's name. It was the guy who essentially replaced Odell Beckham, Scrotum or something, Skronik. And he sucks. I'm not trying to be funny. He's the one who dropped the wide open touchdown pass in the game against the 49ers. But bounces off of his hands. Cincinnati intercepts it. I'm telling my peoples who's at my crib, the Rams are in trouble. And the Bengals turned that into another field goal, and it was pretty much a defensive game until the last drive. And when Odell Beckham got hurt, the Rams offense became so stagnant. You could tell the value of Odell Beckham. And like I said, I just felt so bad for him. And when it was 20-16 and the Bengals had the ball and it looked like they were possibly driving, like I told my homeboy Aaron, who was there, I said, yo, if the Bengals score a touchdown, this might be a wrap. Because I could not see the Rams with their offense being so limited without Odell Beckham, and you're clearly guarding Cooper Kupp tight. I could not see the Rams at that point in time of the game, given all of the circumstances, them coming back from a 2-possession game. But the Rams defense stood strong. To that point in the game, Aaron Donald really hadn't done much. He had a kind of an excuse me sack where they didn't even know it was a sack at first. They had to look the fact, he was just barely behind the line of scrimmage when he pushed Burrow out of bounds, and everybody they got into a fight. To that point, Von Miller was carrying the day on the defense, to be honest with you. Remember, I put my bid in for Von to get his second MVP of the Super Bowl. But when the Rams got the ball with about 7-8 minutes left, they went on a drive where they were force-feeding Cooper Kupp because Stafford had nobody else he could depend on. Odell Beckham got hurt. Tyler Higbee didn't play. Then their backup tight end, who I like so much, Blanton, he got hurt. So I'm sitting here, I'm watching the game, I'm like, if you're the Bengals defense, you know exactly who he's throwing the ball to. You have to stop this. They got to 4th and 1, and it was about 5 or 6 minutes left, and they were at their own territory, and me and my boy Aaron, we kind of going back and forth. Aaron saying go for it. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm like, your defense had, at least for the last quarter has been, ever since really that first play of the second half, I said the defense has been pretty solid. I'm just thinking of, well, what if for whatever reason you don't get it, because Cincinnati's defense had been solid too. I'm like, if you don't get it, you're giving the Bengals the ball back at their own 30-yard line. They went for it. They ran a sweet run play to Cooper Kupp, which was a very smart play call. And then, Cooper Kupp ends up winning Super Bowl MVP. He ends up winning Super Bowl MVP. 8 catches, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns. He ended up catching the game-winning touchdown on that drive. On the game-winning drive, he caught 4 passes. Now, like I said, you know the ball is coming to Cooper Kupp. So what are you doing? Now, I will say this. When it was 3rd and goal, when the Rams, when it was 3rd and goal, right after the 2-minute warning, and Matthew Stafford threw it, and the linebacker knocked the ball down, and they called holding. Said he was holding Cooper Kupp. That was the worst call of the game. That was a horrible call. And then 2 plays later, they called defensive holding again. Now that one was legit. The one on, I want to say, Eli Apple, that was legit. But like, it was mostly a penalty-free game until the Rams got to the goal-to-go situation when the game late in the game. Then you saw a whole bunch of flags. But be that as it may, once the Rams took the lead, it was like a minute 25 left. Cincinnati had 2 timeouts. I'm like, okay, well, we going into overtime unless the Bengals hit a big play, because I fully thought that they would drive down the field, and Aaron Donald handled his business. They got a little past midfield, but see, here's the only thing that I would have to question if you're Cincinnati. On 3rd and 1, why the hell are you doing an inside run with Perine? Why would you do that? Why would you do an inside run with Samaje Perine? Why wouldn't you give the ball to Joe Mixon? And then on 4th down, Aaron Donald handles his business. He handles his business. So they gave the MVP to Cooper Kupp. After watching the game again, I'm like, well, I could have easily made just as strong a case to give it to Aaron Donald. Now, anybody who says that Matthew Stafford should have got the MVP is a personal Matthew Stafford fan. And I understand this is a quarterback world. When my Uncle Tuck hit me up, he said, who's the MVP, Kupp or Stafford? I said, well, I wouldn't mind. I said, well, if those are the 2 options, I would say Kupp, but this is a quarterback's world. But they ended up giving it to Cooper Kupp. But, watching it again, Aaron Donald, the last 3 drives defensively was a man amongst boys. He was. And like I said, to me, in my eyes, the first 3 quarters of the game, Aaron Donald really didn't do much. But when it mattered most, all the stars showed up. When it mattered most, Matthew Stafford had another come from behind 4th quarter win. Cooper Kupp made the plays he needed to play. Aaron Donald made the plays he needed to make. And it was a great game. But again, if you are the Cincinnati Bengals, boy, are you kicking yourself right now. But I will say this, though. Normally when you see a team lose a championship, in a heartbreaking fashion, because that's heartbreaking fashion. When you look at press conferences, you usually see guys dejected and sad, and I didn't see that from Cincinnati. Matter of fact, I saw a team actually with more confidence. Now, Joe Burrow was realistic, saying, it was easy to say we'll get back here next year, but we'll get here every year, but that's not necessarily reality. I mean, which is true, but I didn't see any lack of confidence. Very grounded, very even keel. Like Tyler Boyd was like, oh, we know what to do now. We know. So it's like, I saw that. I was like, this is a team that's, I don't think that this is going to defeat them. I don't think that they're going to have the Super Bowl hangover that the teams who don't win the Super Bowl has, because it's clear. It's been clear the whole season what the Cincinnati Bengals need to fix on their team. I said this after they defeated Tennessee in the divisional playoff round. I said, I don't give a damn if the Bengals win the Super Bowl, and they damn near ended up winning the Super Bowl. I said, you have got to fix that offensive line. Joe Burrow was sacked 7 more times yesterday. Regular season and playoffs combined, Joe Burrow was sacked 70 times. 70. And for him to still get that team to the Super Bowl and should have won it. If you are the Cincinnati Bengals, this is your main priority in life, because you got Burrow under the rookie contract, you got Jamar Chase and Higgins under the rookie contract, Tyler Boyd's under contract, so is Joe Mixon. Get that motherfucking offensive line, because you see how far this offense and this quarterback can take you with a bad offensive line, with a bad line. So that is definitely priority number 1. And because when you think about Cincinnati, this is why I think they should be sick to their stomach, because while everything I said about the offensive line, I truly believe in how that could really benefit this offense, which is already ultra mega talented. But the AFC is so hard, man. The AFC is tough. I mean, you got, and the stars were all aligned for the Bengals to win the Super Bowl this year, and unfortunately they didn't get it done. And, you know, you still have to deal with Patrick Mahomes. You still have to deal with Josh Allen. You still have to deal with Lamar Jackson. You still have to deal with Justin Herbert. You know, so the AFC is hard, man. Now on the contrary, the now defending champion Los Angeles Rams. And again, I didn't have a dog in the fight. I'm either team that won, I'd have been very happy for. The Rams, you're looking at an NFC where now Aaron Rodgers might be leaving the conference. Tom Brady just retired. You know, really outside, I mean, your biggest threat, if you're the Los Angeles Rams, your biggest threat is the 49ers. Because now with Kyler Murray beefing with the Cardinals, and I'll try to remember to discuss that later because that's just some immature ass bullshit. But your biggest problem could be the 49ers if Trey Lance is decent. If Trey Lance is, and I don't mean if Trey Lance is great. I meant what I said when I say that. If Trey Lance is decent, then the 49ers will be a definite problem. Imagine the NFC West as the SEC. And you got Alabama versus Georgia. That's those two teams. Which team has the better players? Which coach is going to outcoach them outcoach the other one on that day? But I see the path of getting back to the Super Bowl way easier for the Los Angeles Rams than I do the Cincinnati Bengals. And all that talk about Aaron Donald might retire, I don't believe that shit. You know, you caught up in the moment. I don't believe that for a second. I mean, only 30 years old, yet the prime of your game now. You've now accomplished everything that you could want to accomplish as a player now that you've gotten that Super Bowl championship. But him retiring, sorry, I don't believe that. I'm not buying that for 1 second. But when you look at both teams, the Rams and the Bengals, and you say, well, which team could you see getting back to the Super Bowl quicker? I would have to say the Rams because, again, path of least resistance right now lies in the NFC. I mean, because what are the teams that's going to give you the most resistance? And you don't know what's going to happen with the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. The 49ers are definite. Okay, you can check them off. That's a definite. Seattle, it depends on what they do in the offseason and addressing all of their issues, and Russell Wilson. I mean, there's questions about that. Now there are questions about the Cardinals. Like I said, Tom Brady just retired. I guess maybe the Cowboys could be an issue. All jokes aside, you know. Oh, he can be such an asshole when he wants to be. But yeah, I mean, so I'll revisit the topic of the Super Bowl in a bit. But now I do have to talk about that Super Bowl halftime show. Man, for all of the hype that we were under, all of the hype that came along with the halftime show when it was first announced about almost a year ago, that show did not disappoint. You know, the main things that I took away from that halftime show are three things. One, how awesome and amazing hip-hop is. How awesome and amazing hip-hop is. Two, how far the hip-hop culture has come. To have a show like that, the biggest show in the world, you know, that's the biggest show in the world. And three, god damn, Mary J. Blige is still bad as shit. Good Lord have mercy. I see you, Monet Tejada. Good Lord have mercy. Man, that's when they say that black don't crack. Mary J. is a perfect example. Like, if I saw Mary J. right now, I'd ask, I said, can I marry you? I wouldn't even say, would you marry me? I would say, could I marry you? And like, whatever flaws you got, we'll have them together. Because good Lord, she looked good last night and killed it too. She killed it too. I mean when she did No More Pain, and then she started screaming like the rock star, and then laid on her back, and I was like, go ahead, Mary. Then you got 50 Cent hanging upside down, you know, and it's upside down rapping, and then the background, like on the stage, literally was a map of LA. I guarantee you it's probably people from LA watching that halftime show, trying to find their address, trying to find their house on the map that was the Super Bowl stage, man. Like, that was so dope because, okay, first thing, Dre killed it. Snoop killed it. They came out to la da 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 da. Yeah, they came out to Still Dre, and then they went to when they started doing California Love, I was literally I didn't get a plate of food until halftime. because I was cooking all the way through the first quarter. So I wanted to sit and relax, but I said, okay, I'm gonna get my plate when it's halftime. When California Love came on, I hopped out my seat, threw my W's up, and I was just like, yes, yes, yes. Then you got 50 hanging upside down. Then you got Mary J doing what Mary J does. Looking how Mary J looked. Lord have mercy. And then you had Kendrick come out and kill it. Kendrick came out and killed it. And me and my boys, we were asking, well, I wonder what songs Eminem gonna do. And I was like, I know he gonna do the 8 Mile song. He got to do the 8 Mile jump. And, he came out. Nowadays, everybody want to talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. So it's like, oh, here you go. And then the Eminem jump. Then the 8 Mile song came on. Man, it was awesome. And then Dr. Dre gets on the piano, and he starts playing I Ain't Mad At You. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. Low key, I was looking for Tupac. I was like, where? I was like, is this gonna be the night that we've been waiting for the last 20 some odd years? Is Tupac gonna return to us? Like white people want Elvis to return to them, or I was like, are they gonna kill the lights and then have the Tupac hologram come out like they did at Coachella a few years ago? And then he went, then he started playing the other track and they all got on the stage. But the halftime show was epic. When all my company left, I watched the halftime show again. And as a matter of fact, I think I watched the halftime show about 3 times. It was amazing. It did not disappoint. Now, when I have halftime shows, because honestly, I don't watch the halftime shows much. It has to really be a performer that moves me to make me watch a Super Bowl halftime show. And I've seen some good ones, but when I have to say my favorites, I rank my top 5 favorites. I'm not going to go in any order, but just the ones that this is me personally. And if I'll ask, because I'm going to try to have some callers on again like I did last week, because last week was so fun. But I'm going to have to say, well, first of all, this halftime show from last night, that has entered my top 5. Michael Jackson, duh. Prince, duh. Come on now, because I don't know if y'all remember when Prince, it was the Super Bowl, which Super Bowl was it? Super Bowl 41, when it was in Miami, but it was raining. And Prince is on the stage singing Purple Rain. The stage is purple and it was raining. That was so poetic and majestic. It was awesome. But yes, the halftime show from last night, Dr. Dre and them, Michael Jackson, Prince, Super Bowl 32. This to me was one of the most slept on halftime shows ever. If you get a chance, go to YouTube and look up the Super Bowl 32 halftime show. It was Motown. Motown had the whole halftime show, and it was amazing. The only thing that was more amazing was the game, because that's the day the Broncos won their first Super Bowl. You feel me? But no, honestly, that halftime show, Super Bowl 32 halftime show. So that's 4. And I'm torn now. Like I said, none of these are in any order, but I'm torn now because I love Super Bowl 50's halftime show with Beyonce and Bruno Mars, and I think Coldplay. That was dope. But the Black Eyed Peas halftime show at Super Bowl 45 was dope too, man. For real, that was dope too. Because they bought out Usher, and then Usher bought out Nicki Minaj. So I'm kind of torn between those two as far as which one I thought was better. But those are my 5. Now, I don't think that I've forgotten about when Beyonce did a halftime show and bought out Destiny's Child, or, The Weeknd did it last year, or when J-Lo and Shakira did it. I'm not sleeping on none of that stuff. I'm not. To me, the funniest halftime show was when a couple years ago when it was in Atlanta and Big Boy walks off the stage screaming ATL ho. That was special. That was magical to me. I ain't lying. I'm serious. But the halftime show was dope. The game was dope. Like I said, it wasn't high scoring like everybody thought it was going to be. But as far as drama, it kept you on the edge of your seat, especially when the injuries started happening. But again, it was a great night. So sad that the football season is over. We done had our 6 months of football. Now it's the other 6 months. Oh, but getting back to the halftime show, didn't 50 Cent look a little, rounder? 50 Cent look a little rounder than usual. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent look a little look a little flabby. Well, I mean, he just looked bigger. See, that's that power money right there. That's that power money. He getting that Stars Power TV money, and he living good. I think he worked out just enough so that the G-Unit wife beater would still fit and look relatively decent on him, because he had his whole 2003 vibe going, bro. He did. When I saw him, once he stopped hanging upside down, I was like, wait a minute. He done went straight back to Get Rich or Die Trying. He got on the G-Unit wife beater. He got on the headband. I was like, he got his 2003 vibe working. Oh, 2003. It was a better time. It was. But yes, I'm probably going to watch that halftime show again once I finish with the podcast. It was that amazing to me. To me, I tell you. But on the sports note, I think we have to start acknowledging LA is right now Titletown, USA for the time being. I mean, I think you have to acknowledge that, because since 2020, in the last year and some change, you've had the Lakers win a championship. You had the Dodgers win a championship, and now you have the Rams winning a championship, all in less than 2 years. LA, Titletown, city of angels, city of stars, man. They're producing. I know we like to say the mecca of everything, in particular sports related, is New York, but where are the results in New York? The West Side is showing you all the results. Lakers, Dodgers, Rams, in that order, have won championships for the city of Los Angeles. So, I think we got to give them their props. I mean, I don't care if, however they acquired their talent, if it's getting results, then it is what it is. It ain't tricking if you got it. And y'all remember how hilarious he was last week. Well, he is back again. Old cousin David, what up, Nick?
He's nuts. What's up, bitch boy?
Not much, little boy. What's up, little boy?
Ain't nothing, man. Happy Valentine's Day to all the lovers, all the non-lovers. Get your hands up your pants. Nasty, it's a sin. You going to hell. Go to hell quickly.
Oh, man. So, Super Bowl, bro. What you think of the game?
You know what? I watched the second half of the game, despite what Odell Beckham might think. It went out like a bitch.
Don't do Odell like that.
Frankenberry.
Don't do Odell like that.
Man, look, I don't care what you think. He got one incredible touchdown catch, and that was about it.
You do know that face that they showed after they won, Odell gonna be the new crying meme, right?
Hey, man, look, I've seen it. I've done seen about 50 variations of it. And, yeah, I agree with all of them. I like every single one of them. Keep them coming. That's all I can say. Because I agree with every single one of them. Little soft ass, man. He's overrated, and I'm done with him.
Stop. He tore his ACL. Don't do Odell like that.
Man, look, what did he do last night, though?
Bro,
really?
Before he got hurt, he was doing his thing. He had the touchdown catch. He had another 35-yard catch. They had no answer for him. Then he got hurt.
Why didn't nobody around him when he got hurt?
And that's when the ACLs go, bro. If you Google or YouTube ACL injury highlights, a lot of people, a lot of people injure their ACL by not getting touched. Think about when KD ruptured his ACL. Nobody even touched him.
Well, all I know is the joint last night, he dropped the catch, of course.
He didn't drop the catch. No, he didn't. He didn't drop the catch.
Man, look.
The only pass he dropped was when his knee went.
Stop defending this man. That's what he wants. He needs somebody to defend his nonsensory.
He don't need nobody to defend him now. He a champion, whether we like it or not. But what did you think about the rest of the game?
The rest of the game, hats off to Cooper Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Two peas. And, you know what? Matthew Stafford, he's finally not a loser.
Right.
Shouts out to him, because that last drive without Stafford and Cup, they wouldn't have got it. Donald, he played his ass up.
Yeah, who do you think should have been the MVP? Who do you think should have been the MVP of the game?
Honestly, if it wasn't for Cup, offensive side, him and Stafford, offensive-wise, it was them two. But defense, Donald, he did the thing.
So okay.
I'm gonna say just because it might be his last season, I'm gonna give it Donald.
You think it should have been Donald?
Yeah. 8 seasons, he finally got one. I'll give it to him.
Okay.
Just add to his laundry list of achievements. How about that?
Well, yeah, I mean, that pretty much is the only thing he hadn't achieved. But you saw my boy Von Miller got off too now. So, everybody was sleeping on King Von.
No, you can't sleep on Von Miller. We know that.
Von had 2 sacks himself.
Von Miller.
Von had 2 sacks.
he had 2 sacks. You're right. Yeah. Von Miller did his thing.
Yeah, but okay. You know what I want to ask you about?
Still playing, and he got time.
But you know what I want to ask you about? What'd you think of the halftime show?
You know what? I like the halftime show, except for 50 Cent. What they say? 50 Cent look like a whole dollar now. 50 Cent look like a whole dollar. He look like $1.25 right now. He look like they need to make change for that dollar. I expect that he'll be back to 50 Cent. I can't say that, man. Can't say it because he's a multi-billionaire. I respect that. But you know what? 50 got bigger. He looked like a 50 Cent piece. Not even 2 quarters. He's 1 coin. Big as all hell. Why?
Hey, I said that before we got on the phone. I said, did it look like 50 Cent got a little big?
He didn't get a little bit big. 50 Cent looked big. Upside down.
I said he did just enough exercises to fit the G Unit wife beater.
Yeah, because I was like, what, man, who put 50? How many people did they take to get 50 upside down? And you know what? I could just feel the hate coming from wherever he at right now. And I feel like he gonna be he gonna be on my Facebook page like, you know what, that's all right. I got you.
Hey, but 50 had his whole 2003 vibe working. I saw the nigga had the headband on with the G Unit white beater.
No, he had the same exact fit he had going on and everything, and I respect it. The whole halftime, the 50 point. Yeah, like 55 was cool, but moving past that.
But Mary J, did you see Mary J, bro?
Hey, look, Mary J ain't lost a step. Mary J still got some of the best looking legs, minus Tina Turner in the finish.
Oh my God! I mean, did you see them thighs, bro? Hang.
But her head was itching the whole performance. Her head was itching the whole. They shouldn't have put her tracks in that tight. Her head was clearly itching the whole performance, but she couldn't stop. But that's the performer Mary J is, because she could just slap her head and it saves her about 30 seconds.
Oh man, bro, Mary J still look good, bro. I'm telling you.
Oh man, Mary J will look good till she's like 90.
Right.
Yeah, Mary J is great.
She look great. So what you think about Snoop and Dre now?
Snoop and Dre, like we talked about earlier, I thought Snoop wasn't going to show up until the third quarter. Honestly and truly, I thought Snoop and Dre killed it. I'm glad that Snoop didn't go out there with a blue bandana. He just dressed in all blue. So he kept
he wore the Rams colors. He wore the Rams colors. I said he wore the Rams colors.
Yeah, he was all dressed up in blue.
Blue and yellow.
And it was just one shot. They would have to shoot Snoop all up. Yeah, he was a complete crip. He was dedicated to that. And he was gang silent. So I respect Snoop in a whole different light. So you won't go shoot him on national TV for having a bandana. No, he was a crip in whole last night. So I respect him. Yeah. Dre looked like Dre. He looked like almost a younger Dre.
Yeah.
A couple of steroid injections.
Dre had on the same outfit that he wore in the Keep the Heads Ringing video.
Yeah. Like we were talking about, it would have been funny if we did see Ice Cube.
I know, right?
Yeah. You never realize how short Kendrick Lamar is till you see him around a bunch of 6 foot tall niggas. Kendrick short as fuck. His braids were done up right. I respect that. But he short as shit.
He did his thing, though.
Never realized. Huh?
Kendrick did his thing.
Yeah, Kendrick, of course. Kendrick always does this thing, but then when you see him behind Eminem, who's also short, Kendrick's short, but he did his thing.
I think the way that Eminem came in after Kendrick was dope.
Yeah. I would have thought that Eminem would have been last.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
Well, no, Eminem was last because after Eminem, Snoop and Dre came back on.
Yeah. So
remember, after Eminem,
Snoop and Dre was last.
No, I know. Well, they started it and they finished it. But all of the other acts, 50, Mary J, Kendrick, Eminem was last. But when Dre got on that piano, and started playing the "I Ain't Mad at You" joint, bro, I was waiting for Tupac to come out, bro.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to either way it goes. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure it's gonna be great.
No, I'm talking about. Remember when Dre got on the piano and he started playing the "I Ain't Mad at You" beat?
Yeah.
I was waiting for Tupac to pop out.
Man, if Tupac would have been at that joint last night, let me tell you, the whole roof would have exploded.
Bruh.
Look, if they did Tupac last night, I'd have been like, so that's where you been.
Right?
I could have sworn I grabbed him some cultured milk the other night.
I'm fucking weak. I'm done.
You look exactly like Tupac, let me tell you.
I'm fucking weak.
But no, look, the halftime show, man, they murdered it. Honestly and truly.
So let me ask you a quick question. What's your 5 favorite Super Bowl halftime shows?
And look, all right, so last night,
no order, like in no order, but just your 5 favorites.
Yeah, no order. Last night was definitely one.
Yeah.
Prince, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mike, yeah. Janet, Justin.
Oh, titties.
Yeah, titties. Or even one titty. And after that, I'm going to say, what else we got out there? Who else?
Well, you got Bruno Mars. You got Destiny's Child.
I'm gonna say Weekend.
Oh, The Weeknd, last year's joint. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Weekend.
Okay.
I'm a Weekend fan.
You are.
Yeah,
you are.
I'm a Weekend fan.
Yeah, you are.
I'm a Weekend fan.
Yeah.
So Weekend.
Okay.
I mean, he might not have had the greatest performance, but you know what? I'm a Weekend fan, so I'll throw Weekend.
Okay. I fuck with it.
Yes.
Okay.
So five. That's for me. That's gonna be them.
Okay. So you got last night, Michael Jackson, Prince, who's the other one you said?
Weekend.
Weekend. No, I know Weekend, but who was the other one you said?
Shit. You made me forget. I'm God.
Damn, I done forgot too.
Yeah, me too. What did I say? Five best all time. Bruce Super Bowl performance. Oh, Janet Jackson.
Oh yeah, that's right, Janet Jackson. Yeah, titties. That's right.
Titties.
Yeah, how can we forget that?
I don't know, but.
Well, okay, you're driving.
Huh?
You're driving.
Yeah.
Oh hell no! Get off the phone, bro. Get off the phone.
No, you're in my Bluetooth right now.
Oh, okay.
But if it sounds kind of crazy, it's because you're in my Bluetooth.
Oh no, you don't. I know. You sound perfectly fine, but you okay? Yeah, be safe. Who's in the car with you?
And I respect what Eminem did last night when he kneeled.
Oh, when he kneeled?
So,
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect the hell out of that.
Oh yeah, so did I.
Yeah. Because nobody, if you weren't really paying real close attention to it, you'd have missed it.
Yeah, because I didn't catch it at first until I ran it back. I was like, oh shit, he kneeled.
He did.
Yeah.
A lot of people wouldn't have caught it.
Nope.
But yeah.
Because everybody was so hype off the performance in general, that he kneeled. Oh, you know one thing that was cool? The kicker for the Bengals, Evan McPherson, he was a rookie, but he's a superstar kicker. Instead of being in the locker room at halftime, he was out there on the field watching the performance.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at him.
No, because he's like I think there were different facts about him too. He's a hip hop head.
Yeah, Shooter McPherson. Yeah, I ain't mad at him.
Yeah, Shooter McPherson.
Yeah, hey, look.
Look.
If he had missed a kick, then you would have had some issues. But he ain't missed a kick. He ain't missed a kick all postseason.
He'd have been dead in the crowd. he would have never came back for the second half.
Yeah.
They'd have murdered him.
Pretty much. But all right, bro, you go ahead and do what you got to do. I just wanted to get your takes and your opinion because last week you was hilarious as a bitch. And I definitely wanted to see what you thought about the halftime show.
But look, it was definitely way off of what I thought the actual score was.
Oh yeah.
It was definitely a good game, and the Rams definitely put on a show. So all off to them. I hope old boy Donald don't retire. But if he
I don't
does,
believe he's
went
gonna
out on
retire.
top, so
I don't believe he's gonna retire. He's only 30 years old. I don't believe he's gonna retire.
he's 30 years old, but he went out on top.
Yeah, but I was talking about this before we got on the line. I said between the Rams and the Bengals, who is the more likely team to return to the Super Bowl? And I see it being the Rams because to me, their biggest challenge to me would be the 49ers. Because you think about it. Think about it. You don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to stay with Green Bay. Tom Brady just retired. I mean, do you really take Dallas? Do you really take Dallas seriously? You know,
I've never taken Dallas seriously since back in the day. Come on now. Why do I want to take the Cowboys seriously? I take a fart out of my own butt more seriously. I'm like, man, is that a fart or that I just shit? I don't know. What am I doing? What am I doing? That's how seriously I take Cowboys.
Exactly. Now, in the case of Cincinnati, you got to deal with the Chiefs, the Bills, the Ravens, the Chargers. You got to deal with Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
that's a real serious division right there.
That's what I'm saying. that conference, the AFC as a conference is serious. So, you know,
That's real serious right now.
It's not unrealistic to see the Rams back in the Super Bowl in the next 2 to 3 years.
Yes. But they really need to seriously stop and develop Joe Burrow as a quarterback.
No. See, that's why I don't think they need to develop him as a quarterback. They need to get the offensive line to protect him.
Oh, yeah. What did he get last night? 7 sacks?
7 sacks. Yeah.
Oh, he was looking kind of shaky, baby.
Yeah. And between regular and postseason, between the regular season and the playoffs, he was sacked 70 times. Yeah, exactly, 70. So that's your main. That's the Bengals' main priority in life is you have got to get an offensive line to protect this kid.
Yeah, I mean he can be some stellar, but getting hit that many times, he got more hits on him than Irish Mafia.
I'm
just saying, protect that boy.
And the thing, he took all those hits and still got you to the Super Bowl.
Fair. So he might be something special in the future.
Yeah, but it's gonna be way harder for the Bengals because the AFC is so stacked. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the Rams back in the Super Bowl next year. Real talk.
I wouldn't. No, it wouldn't be uncommon. No.
I mean, because you're probably not gonna. If you get Odell back, first of all, you have to re-sign him. But if you get Odell back, if it is a torn ACL, you're not gonna get him. If you get him back next year at all, it won't be until December, maybe January. The good thing is you have Robert Woods coming back, and then you still got that defense because I think Von Miller is probably gonna re-sign with them. So you'll still have that defense. That's why I don't think Aaron Donald's gonna retire.
Von Miller got at least 3-4 more years.
Yeah. Easy.
He ain't going nowhere no time soon.
Like I said, everybody was talking about Aaron Donald. For the first 3 quarters, Von Miller was carrying the day.
Yeah.
So
either way, I don't want to hear nothing about no Odell Beckham.
Oh Lord. Come on, Skip Bayless. Don't do that.
His hair look like Frankenberry.
Oh.
His hair look like Pinky from Pac-Man.
I did say that last night. I said that's why he got hurt because his hair is purple. I did say that.
Yeah. It looked like a vegetable.
It looked like a turnip.
He looked like some kind of fruit. Oh yeah, man. Odell ain't carrying shit. Odell has no problem getting out of the shower and decide if he's gay or not. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. It's 2022. You can be gay. But just decide what color hair you want. What color hair you want to carry with them? Come on, man, do something with yourself. Be neutral. That's all I'm saying.
I fucking hate you, bro.
You don't see me rocking a bald head, and I just put the Skittles colors in my head. Just saying. I've decided. I'm bald, and I'm okay with that. Damn it, there was a Harden star right there. And you in the back. That's what I do behind me. Okay. So yeah, all right, bro. Let me let you do your thing, man. Tell everybody love y'all, man. Be positive about it. If you're gonna be bad at it. You can be good, be great at it.
Hell, there you go. All right, fam. I'm gonna hit you up.
I love you, bro.
Love you too, bro. Yes, sir. Love you too.
All right, be gone.
Yes, sir.
Gone.
Oh man, always good hearing from cousin, man. That boy a fool. I'm telling you, that boy is a fool. I wouldn't have came at Odell like that, but he an idiot, man. I mean, that boy is a fool, man. He is. And after a crazy ass cousin David, you know I got my brother Sean on the line too. What up, fam?
What's good with you?
Man, what was good with that game last night?
Can you hear me, goddammit, this time?
Yes, I can hear you. What's good with the game?
Oh, shit. God damn it. I get. Oh, man. Yeah, it was a good Super Bowl. It's what I expected. I didn't expect the Bengals to do, I thought Aaron Donald and them was going to do a little bit more damage than what they did, but all in all, they won the game is what I basically expected. That line to be able to get to him and cause disruption, so they really couldn't do nothing and take away Jamar Chase. So that's all they really had to do. That's what they did, and they end up winning.
Well, ultimately, the reason why we both thought the Rams would win the game is because we thought that the Bengals' offensive line was so weak that the Rams would eventually cave them in, and that's eventually what happened. Now, as far as shutting down Jamar Chase, 5 catches for 89 yards.
He shut down.
Say what?
He only got the only basically 5 catches for 85 yards. Yeah, because he got that deep one on that one good deep one on Ramsey.
Yeah, and Higgins got that. Well, Higgins got away with pass interference on that one.
Higgins definitely got away with pass interference. Yeah, definitely turned his face all the way around.
Yeah, and when I was telling my boys who was over here, it was like, I wonder if they'll think about. I said if the Bengals win, I was like, say nobody else scores. Say the final score of the game is 17-13 or 20-13. Do you think they would have revisited that instant replay to pass interference calls? Yeah.
That thing would slow the game down. I think maybe for I don't know. I mean, it's always time for new rules and everything like that, but you can basically call instant replay for a lot of the stuff that goes on in football because for the most part, I mean, every time there's going to be holding, there's going to be grabbing, and that's the thing about it is they can call that any time, any play, basically, for the most part, because they always got their hands on each other.
If you're the Cincinnati Bengals, they had it. Are you kicking yourself right now because they had it?
Yeah, I want to say, I mean, they had it, but for the most part, they always start off slow, which they basically did anyway. It's going to eventually catch up to them like it did because they always start off slow, and in the second half, they come back with their adjustments. They're a good second half team.
They really are.
But Aaron Donald and them boys wanted that thing so bad, they weren't going to allow for that to happen. And we should have been no way that it should happen because of that line, like I said, but they were trying their best double team, and I think Von Miller could have did a little bit more.
Well, think about this now. Von Miller had 2 sacks. He had the same amount of sacks as Aaron Donald.
He ain't do nothing.
Bruh, the first 3 quarters, you really didn't hear nothing from Aaron Donald. Von Miller and Floyd and number 50.
Team the whole time for the most part. As soon as they really was putting single coverage on him, he was pushing straight through that line.
Oh, yeah. Now, let me ask you something. The 4th down play. Now I'm getting into the meat and potatoes of it. The 4th down play, the last play for the Bengals, Joe Burrow had a second where he could have ran up and got it. And that's honestly what I thought. I think that's where he made a mistake because they were going out of the shotgun. First of all, what the hell are you doing on 3rd down handing the ball to P. Ryan? You get the ball to Mixon, first of all. Yeah, first of all, what are you doing? Second of all, that 4th and 1 play, You're out of the shotgun. You know they had one. Aaron Donald was on one-on-one coverage. He had a second where he could have shot up there. It was just 4th and 1. And I think he made a mistake there because he could have easily got the 1 yard. And just because it was only 30-some seconds, but you still had a timeout, and all you really needed was about 10 more yards to get in McPherson's field goal range.
First of all, that first down, that 4th and 1 was more important than getting down the field because I mean, if you don't get that, of course you lose the game.
Obviously, yeah.
They should have came up with something better than that. It's just basically, when you got that man on the line in front of you, you got to do quick routes, quick plays. And I see why they put P. Ryan in there, because if you put Joe Mixon in there, you probably they probably know that you're gonna run it. Maybe with P. Ryan, they think it more like you trying to go pass it or something. I guess I don't know. I can't tell you what they did, but even if they knew that they were going to run it, and still, I would still put Joe Mixon in there instead of P. Ryan.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
No way in hell I'm handing that ball off to P. Ryan.
No way in hell, because he's a scat back. He's not a power back. You know, and
I mean, short yardage, you put in Mixon. He's been banging it the whole game. He's getting a tough yard.
That's another mistake Cincinnati made. They abandoned the run. Because Mixon had 15 rushes for about 76 yards.
Yeah.
That means if you give him the ball about maybe 7-8 more times, he's gonna have about $120, which means he's chewing up clock, which means you maintaining that lead.
You should have anyway, because at that time your boy was getting ran through. They was hitting that man on his 20. He had 22 dropbacks and 7 of them jumps with sacks.
Yes, his last 22 dropbacks, he got sacked 7 times.
That's crazy. Like you got to run that ball. You putting all that on that man. But I know what they gonna get this year. They go for that line.
Well, they have to.
They might be all right. They got to get that man a line. He could be Andrew Luck.
Bruh. Regular season, between the regular season and the postseason, 70 sacks.
That's crazy.
That's unheard of.
Yeah.
Really, but all jokes aside, that's all the Bengals have to do.
The fact that they even made it that far, him getting sacked that long, was amazing.
That's unbelievable. But think about it, that's all the Bengals have to do, because offensive skill positions, to me, and in my opinion, they're second to none to anybody in the NFL with their skill positions. Mixon, Higgins, Boyd, and of course Chase. They're second to none. All you have to do is shore up that line. This nigga got you to the Super Bowl getting sacked 70 damn times, and you should have won the game. And you still should have won the Super Bowl. So, think about it. If you just had a slightly above average offensive line. Like, nigga, you don't have to have the goddamn Cowboys offensive line. If you have a slightly above average offensive line, you probably win it.
Exactly.
You probably win it. So who do you think should have been the MVP?
Not Cooper Kupp. Not Cooper Kupp, because they gave it to him at the end talking about they did it by themselves. Like, come on, man. He shouldn't have got that. Yeah, you got your little catches and stuff like that. I feel like Odell still should have got it with his little bit of shit that he did at the beginning of the game. He was taking that. He turned that thing up.
You saw Odell's value once he...
Quality, for real, though. I mean, it was so even around the board that they really could have gave that thing to just about anybody. Aaron Donald could have got that thing. Matt Stafford could have got it.
Yeah, because their stars showed up. All of their stars showed up when they needed to.
Yeah, exactly.
But you saw Odell Beckham's value when he got hurt, because their offense looked terrible.
And Jones. They all showed up. But their whole team showed up.
But what I'm saying is you saw Odell Beckham's value once he got hurt, because after he got hurt, they looked terrible.
They looked bad.
That's why, like, when it was the third quarter, because the Bengals came out at halftime like they was ready. Like, the halftime show, like, it pumped them up. You had the kicker watching the fucking halftime show and everything, which I had no problem with. I thought it was funny. But the Bengals came out like they was ready. First play, touchdown. Next play, interception. I'm like, okay. But
yeah, you thought that momentum was going to change and it was going to get bad. But they, if they would have scored on that drive, that would have been it. Yeah. Yeah,
but the Rams earned that one. They earned that victory last night because they ain't had no Odell after the second quarter, no Higbee, then Blanton got hurt, their backup tight end, and they had no running game last night.
Yeah, at all. They didn't even look to run the ball for what I see.
Their best running play was the 4th and 1 run by Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
So they earned that shit last night. They did. They did. Me personally, I don't have a problem with Cooper Kupp winning it because that's the new he like Jerry. That's white rice right there.
White rice.
That's white rice.
White rice. That boy was that he.
That's white rice, man.
He did his thing in the regular season, and he came through when they needed him, so it was deserved.
Yeah.
He put points on the board. Everybody showed up, but he actually put points on the board when Odell went down. I'm pretty sure if Odell was still in the game, Odell would have took that.
I believe that 100%. I believe that if Odell hadn't got hurt, and I feel so bad for him because he's a free agent, and I truly believe this is a torn ACL. It ain't been confirmed, but you saw the injury.
It is.
And so he's probably not even going to play next year.
Yeah.
And he's a free agent. And I'm pretty sure the Rams will sign him back. But before he got hurt, I said to one of my boys, I said, you know, and this was like when after Odell had scored the touchdown because he was looking good. They had no answer for him. I said, you know, the Rams can't keep everybody. I said Robert Woods might be the odd man out. As soon as Odell tore that ACL, I said, welcome back, Robert Woods.
But that's the same one that he tore. So, I mean, he's going to have to sit out for a minute, but you can't sit out a whole year.
He might have, bro.
He's not a spring chicken, though, still.
I know, I understand that, but, bro, you get injured in the Super Bowl, like the last game of the season, knowing that training camp starts in 5 months. Maybe he could pull a Cam Akers, and maybe at most he could be back in December. But like you said, this is the same ACL. He's about to be 30. You know, if he and even if he does come back late next year, he won't be back to Odell if he's ever back to Odell till 2023.
Yeah, that's a big fact because I mean that's a tough injury.
That's a year-long injury, bro.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
And that's just 1 year just to be able to physically get back and play. It's really 2 years until you get back to your form.
Maybe he'll retire.
Right. Maybe.
He got a championship.
He got his championship. He gonna be the new crying meme on social media.
Yeah, he definitely gonna be the new crying meme. He was in it, but
yeah,
he's always in his feelings, though. He's always in his feelings. I already knew he was gonna cry. He was gonna be extra with it.
Yeah,
man, he extra as hell. What you crying like that for, man? Chill out. I'm pretty sure you cry like that because everybody wrote that man off too, though.
Yeah.
And it made him feel like he was the problem in Cleveland when Baker Mayfield is absolute ass.
Bro, you know the funniest thing, bro, is when he scored that touchdown, Baker Mayfield started trending because everybody was saying then it was his fault.
Yeah, it is Baker's fault. Baker's not good, bro. Cleveland need a new quarterback because, not to get off subject on that, but Cleveland has so many good weapons.
Bro, Cleveland has the most talented team on paper in football.
The most talented team on paper. All they really need is a quarterback. Man, they got the best duo at running back.
Yes.
They had sweet receivers down. This is what Odell on. You had Odell, you had Jarvis, you had tight end. I can't.
You had the tight end Njoku,
yeah.
Harrison Bryant, and you had Austin Hooper.
And you had a decent offensive line. Your defense is crazy.
Bruh, you got Myles Garrett on one side and Jadeveon Clowney on the other.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Bruh, Cleveland's defense your defensive line got 2 number 1 overall picks on it.
Yeah.
But, okay, so you know I got to ask you, what did you think of the halftime show?
Oh, man, come on. I was waiting for Tupac to come out.
No, wait a minute. I just said that to David. I said when Dre sat down and played the I Ain't Mad At You joke.
Yeah, I thought he was going to come out. I was like, oh, Tupac coming back.
Yeah.
Tupac coming back. I really thought so.
So did I, bro.
I ain't even going to lie to you because they were just showing all these people. I was like, oh, man, it's 2022. Who knows? Motherfucker was going to pop up COVID, all that crazy shit.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for Tupac to be like, you know what? This is my year, bro. I'm going to go ahead and come back.
Yeah. When he started playing that joke, I said, is this what we've been waiting for the last 20-some odd years?
Yeah. They was like, it can't be no crazy. We're going to go ahead and bring Tupac back.
Right. Exactly.
That shit would have been funny as hell. That shit was awesome. The only shit that I was looking like, why the fuck they got this big ass 50 Cent hanging up? That nigga was large, bro. 50 Cent is like, that's a big ass dude, bro. That nigga, hanging upside down. I know that nigga head was hurting. That nigga.
Hey, David said.
This nigga hanging upside down all big. That nigga looked like he was hurting.
Hey,
he just had to help himself down. I was like, oh Lord, bro. I'm just glad he ain't hurt himself. That shit was funny.
Hey, David said he looked like $1.25.
That nigga was 85 cents. That nigga big as hell, bro.
No, David said he don't look like 50 Cent. He said he looked like a 50-cent piece.
That dude was huge. I'm like, damn, 50. No, look at that shit made me think like, oh yeah, nigga, we old.
Hey, bruh.
We are old. I said, look at all this nostalgia going on up in here. We old as hell, bro.
But you know what, bruh? Like Mary J, like I'd have proposed to Mary J that night. I don't give a damn how old Mary J is. Mary J looked good as shit.
But I thought she was going to disappoint because at the beginning, it looked like she was lip singing when she was dancing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, she ain't going to even sing this halftime. But that's where the old come in. We can't sing and dance right now. We can only do one or the other.
But you could tell when she started getting into her vocals, because when No More Pain came on,
yeah, that's what you knew. That's why I said that I was about to be disappointed.
Yeah.
But you could tell she was singing that one because she wasn't moving and sticking.
Yeah.
So she was able to go ahead and let them notes out.
But to me, Dre killed it. Like, Dre had the same outfit on from the Keep the Heads Ringing video.
Yeah.
Snoop wanted to rep the Crips, so he just wore the Rams colors.
Yeah, I mean, they told that man he couldn't wear his little blue
bandana
back in his pocket. He said, "I'm gonna make a whole goddamn outfit of this shit. Goddamn it, watch me."
Yeah. Yes. I mean, they killed it. 50 hanging upside down. Now, I'm gonna be honest. That's the first thing we said. We said this nigga got big.
Yeah.
I said, yo, he did just enough exercise to be able to fit the G-Unit wife beater. He had his whole 2003 vibe going, the headband and everything.
That nigga they needed 2 goddamn white beaters to put together. That nigga wide as hell. That nigga was big. I said, God, that nigga he looked in shape and fat at the same time. That nigga a fat, in shape ass motherfucker. That shit was weird.
You in shape fat nigga.
In shape fat nigga. I be at the gym, but I also be at Taco Bell.
Right. As a nigga, as soon as he leave the gym, he goes straight to cookout.
Yeah, nigga. And the cheeseburgers and them nuggets.
And Kendrick killed it too, though.
Yeah, Kendrick killed it. Kendrick definitely killed it.
And I love the way that they brought in Eminem right after Kendrick, with the Still Dre joint. Like, yeah. And a lot of people didn't notice Eminem kneeled.
I ain't even know that until I seen the news today. I ain't even see that part.
I didn't catch it until I watched it the second time. I was like, oh shit, he done pulled the Kaepernick.
Yeah.
I was like, leave it to M to do that shit,
Eminem.
I ain't mad at him. But
Eminem was crazy. Eminem, the only motherfucker that didn't look old. And let's just be real. Like, he should have been the oldest looking one out of that motherfucker. He looked the youngest out of all them niggas.
Well, okay, he didn't look younger than Kendrick because Kendrick ain't old.
Well, I mean, yeah, Kendrick, of course. I'm talking about all the motherfuckers that we grew up with.
Oh, that we grew up with?
Yeah. Really are her. They really are her. But old girl killed that national anthem, though.
Bruh.
She tried to Whitney that thing.
Bruh.
She tried to Whitney that thing.
And she's a country singer?
Yeah, that shit blew me. I said, look, they trying to get all the pinpoints. She was like, she looked Asian and Mexican at the same time.
Right.
She had a black voice, but singing country.
They say she a country singer and she come out sounding like a gospel singer.
Yeah,
I was like,
they got all the aspects.
Bruh, I was still cooking when the national anthem was being sung. I stopped what the fuck I was doing and walked in front of the TV. I was like, this chick is killing it.
Yeah, she was blowing that thing. And Jenna Akio, or whatever the hell her name is, she about to be mad because whoever in that bitch fired, because they was like, they tried to pull her name up and they put it on the other chick and not her.
Yeah.
I said, that ain't her.
No, that
wasn't. I was like, did she change or some shit? I didn't even know who that chick was. I was like, who the fuck is this?
Hey, sometimes the NFL tries to do too much. Like, what was the point of The Rock being there?
The Rock, man, shit. Fuck that. That nigga turned that shit up.
You think so?
Hell yeah, that nigga. You know The Rock get everything hype, nigga. I don't know what you talking about.
Hey, man, look, for all of that, you could have had Michael Buffer saying, let's get ready to rumble.
Everywhere, every time.
He said, finally, The Rock. And look, you know what? I could have, look, I'm going to just put it this way. I could have understood it more if the Super Bowl was in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because that's where The Rock is from, and they have Super Bowls in Miami.
Motherfucker, The Rock is Hollywood. What you talking about?
Yeah, I know he Hollywood, but you know his roots. He still, he claimed Miami and all this other shit. But
claimed Miami because ain't that where?
That's where he's from.
Miami, and that's where he played football at.
Yeah, but that's where he's from. Like, that's where he was born at.
Nah, motherfucker, that's where you at. He Hollywood. That nigga is Hollywood. That's like Will Smith. He don't rap Philly. That nigga Hollywood.
Oh, no, yeah. Will Smith left Philly a long time ago. I think Will Smith left Philly after Enemy of the State.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 98. Yeah.
Yeah, that nigga ain't Hollywood no more.
So, okay, so let me ask you something. And in no order, what is your 5 favorite Super Bowl halftime shows?
Nigga, I can't remember what I ate yesterday.
I'm fucking weak.
But honestly, of course, number one gonna be when Janet Titty popped out. We just gonna leave it at that. That's gonna be number one. I'm not fucking with you.
No, because David said the same thing. David said the same thing.
What other halftime show gonna beat that?
I mean, damn, Michael Jackson, Prince, like.
Man, Michael Jackson titty ain't pop out. Cash. Or, you know.
Oh, shit.
Processing. Yeah, process, mom. Please wait. I'm waiting.
Oh, I hate y'all, man.
I ain't never. Thank you. Thank you, too. Paying these goddamn tolls to get it. I ain't $5 to get to the east end from the south. What kind of shit is that? Ain't never.
Oh, you headed to the east?
Yeah, man.
Okay. You said you was headed to my side of town. You know, I'm off Staples Mill. I thought you were talking over here.
Oh, nah, man. You know, I got to go get my flowers.
Gotcha, bro. Gotcha. That shit
is crazy. But yeah, bro. I had to, well, let's see. We gonna give number one to the titties. We just gonna get that out of the way. For Janet. Of course, you know, you got Prince always killed that Joe. He gonna be number 2. Cause his Joe was in the rain. It was like that.
Yes.
Let's see here. I don't really know. I mean, usually, yeah, I ain't even gonna say that because usually, bro, we don't even watch the halftime.
We really don't.
We just go the fuck outside, so I don't really know much about that.
Yeah.
After them shits on the tube, but yeah, of course everybody knew about Janet, and then Prince killed that jump, and then honestly, like I said, I don't.
Michael.
Yeah, of course, Michael.
I mean, let's see. We had Michael. We had Bruno Mars and Beyonce. We had The Weeknd last year.
Fuck Beyonce, Beehive.
You better stop. You know how them niggas are. They act like Beyonce pay their bills.
I'm just playing. I'm just joking. Don't at me.
That goddamn Beehive, they act like Beyonce pay all their bills.
Yeah, bro. Beyonce wouldn't be famous if Aaliyah was still alive.
Lord have mercy.
We ain't gonna say that.
She wouldn't be as famous, at least.
Oh, as famous. Yeah, let's put it that way.
Lord have mercy. Boy, you talking about a treasure right there.
Just still be with Destiny's Child.
You ain't lying. Wondering what their destiny will be.
Trash. But nah, bro, like, I had it was a good Super Bowl. It definitely was a good Super Bowl halftime. I enjoyed that. The national anthem was sweet. I enjoyed that.
Yes.
The commercials was for the 80s babies. You can't tell me they won't.
No, they were.
They had the cable guy. They had like the evil, you know, that's my dude.
Yeah.
They had all kind of old reference to our age. We the new demographic, bro.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, look. The 90s was such a dope decade. Even though we 80s babies, but we grew up in the 90s.
Yeah.
The 90s was such a dope decade. For the literally for the last 10 years, everybody in mainstream Hollywood has been trying to duplicate it, been trying to copy it.
Yeah.
Cause that's how dope the 90s was.
Yeah, the 90s was that shit, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
That was some good shit, bro.
And that's one thing I appreciated about the halftime show, because one, it showed you how amazing hip hop is, and also how far hip hop has come. Cause you remember in the early 90s, niggas was trying to boycott Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. They call women bitches and all of this stuff. And now these niggas are at the biggest performance of the year.
Man, this world is disgusting. They got a whole show out here about high school porn.
I know.
Fucking yours called Euphoria, some shit like that.
Euphoria?
Yeah, that's weird as shit. Like, you watching high school porn. All them niggas in high school fucking. That's all I hear about. I ain't watching that shit.
Yeah.
It's a weird world, bro.
Bro, you ain't got to tell me.
It's all about drugs, sex, and money.
Yeah, I mean, it was about drugs, sex, and money when we was growing up, but we kept it on the low.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck now.
They don't give a shit, nigga. It's big business. It's big business to be a hoe nowadays, bro.
Oh, yeah, it is. I mean,
Both sides of the field, bro. Men and women.
Bro, it make me wish I could rewind the clock back 20 years if I knew big business, being a hoe was big business.
I ain't gonna say nothing. They ain't gonna get me in trouble.
I don't give a fuck, nigga. I just got out of I'm 12 years a slave, nigga. I'm free. Nigga, I don't give a fuck. I was a different guy when I was 19 and 20 years old. That's all I'ma say.
Yeah, bro, I was an angel.
Yeah, okay. Not if you was around me. And everybody thought that you was the wild one.
Nope. I was good.
All right, don't get ahead of yourself. Hey, Brandon's funny true stories. He trying to flake on me, people.
Look, I'm just glad that they have all these motherfucking camera phones back when I was out there.
Bro, you ain't never lied, bro. The only thing, technology's been such a bitch. In the 2 unique days, people who are listening, if there were camera phones back when we was doing our thing in the group, oh, nigga, we'd have been on a long time ago.
Man, I'd have been on somebody's show. Something.
Yep.
It's like too easy. I ain't gonna say it's too easy, but it's easier to become like famous and known. All you gotta do is become viral or some shit like.
I mean, but bro, like we took over the whole fucking city. We took over the whole Richmond. Then this was before there was ever a YouTube, a Facebook, a Instagram, a Twitter, anything. We took over about 3 years before. We ain't that old, okay? But we took over the whole fucking city. And think about it. Camera phones was a couple of years after that. Going viral, being popular on going viral came just a couple years after that. Bro, it'd have been a wrap. I mean, of course, we'd have said, well, we would have said no to the Illuminati. Don't shoot me. No, I'm talking to the people who listening who might be about that life.
I'm signing the contract. Where you at, devil? Come get me.
You know what? You a son of a bitch. I'm about to hang the phone up.
I want all the smoke.
I'm about to hang the phone up.
Throw the signs up, nigga. What's up?
I'm about to throw. No, I'm not throwing up that damn triangle. I'm about to throw the
signs up.
Sean would have been on Celebrity Rehab.
Yeah, I would have been poked up. I would have been on one of them shows. Where are they at now?
Bro, did you hear about Kodak Black?
What, getting shot?
Yeah.
No, I just heard somebody tell me that one of the dudes, our game, he just jumped in the party. He was like, Kodak Black got shot. I was like, oh, okay. That's
bro,
the reason I do.
I'm trying to tell you, Kodak Black was supposed to be the sacrificial lamb. Let me give you the details. Kodak Black got shot at a Justin Bieber party. Now,
What?
Kodak Black got shot at a Justin Bieber party. Let me tell you the people who was at this Justin Bieber party.
They shooting at Bieber party?
Bruh, this is why I think Kodak Black was supposed to be the sacrificial lamb. It's a Justin Bieber party. Drake is there. Leonardo DiCaprio is there. Tobey Maguire is there. Jeff Bezos' girlfriend was there. You got all these people, and then you got Kodak Black.
Yeah, he was supposed to.
He was supposed to go, bruh. I guarantee you, the person who was supposed.
He gonna go. That means he gonna go now.
No, I guarantee you, the person who shot and didn't get the job done, I guarantee you, he's probably dead.
Oh yeah, he always gone. You ain't even gonna hear about him.
You not.
Kodak about to be in the house. He ain't about to come out no
Now, I was going to say Kodak about to fade to black. He's staying low, bro.
Yeah, he ain't about to come out no more. They done messed that man all up. Where am I at? Where's another Wild at?
Bro, if I'm Kodak Black, I'm not coming to a party given by Justin Bieber in the first place. As soon as you tell me Leonardo DiCaprio was there, something fishy is going on.
This the shit that be weirdest to me. Like, these motherfuckers be, like, you notice who be at parties and shit like that. It be shit like when I heard about James Harden hanging out with fucking Madonna, man, that shit don't even make sense.
It don't.
Like, you say James Harden and Madonna, that shit don't make no sense to me. He knows some weird shit going on up in there.
Exactly. Hey, I just read an article saying that James Harden was at a strip club in Brooklyn and a girl gave him a lap dance and she said, "You play for the Nets?" He said, "No, I'm a Sixer." And this was the day before he got traded.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, they already know. You know they be knowing.
Now, and speaking of which, okay, so what did you think of all the trades that went on?
I think the Brooklyn Nets came out like a fat rat and everybody on the fucking Sixers jock, but they ain't gonna do nothing. James Harden, a fat ass. Sorry, bum.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm the general manager of the Sixers, if I'm Daryl Morey, I'm praying that the Sixers win the title this year because James Harden is gonna want a $220 million contract extension next year, and there's no fucking way in hell I would do it.
First of all, you ain't going. They ain't winning that thing.
I know they not, but I'm just saying I wouldn't give him 6 years, $220 million.
Oh shit! Let me put my damn mask on. I'm vaccinated. I don't know what these motherfuckers out here are doing. Get vaxxed, you fucking veggies.
Don't do that.
Oh, I'm not getting vaxxed. I don't know what's in that shit, but let's go get some alcohol.
Okay, let my listening audience know how you feel about the vaccination.
Man, these motherfuckers been taking shots since they were 2 years old. Now all of a sudden they woke. Shut the hell up and take the damn shot.
Spoken.
They tracking you. Yeah, you on Instagram every day. Nigga, they know where you at. Nigga, you telling us.
Spoken like the veteran.
You said what?
I said spoken like the true veteran that you are.
Man, look. I ain't got nothing to do. It ain't about no veteran. It's about stupidity.
Right.
Everybody talk about something. I don't want to wear this mask. What is it doing to you for real? Talk about they can't breathe. Now they get some cheeseburgers where you can't breathe. ain't the mask. Talk about they can't breathe. Get out of here, man. It was crazy as hell, man. But you know.
But I'm gonna go ahead and let you go, bro. So you go ahead and handle your business. I'm gonna hit you up when I'm done doing this podcast.
For sure. Sorry, America.
I fucking hate you. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put you on the spot right now. I want Sean to do a couple of Brandon's funny true stories with me, but he's saying no.
No. You tell them if they want me to true story. We tell them to at me.
No, I'm not gonna tell him that.
Tell them to at me, and I'll think about it.
I'm not gonna tell him that.
Tell them to at me if they want to hear something.
You know why I'm not gonna tell him that? Because you just did, nigga.
No, what?
Never mind.
No, Superman, no here.
I'm gonna get at you, bro.
All right, bro.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, they make me sick to my fucking stomach. No, they don't. They are fun. Sean, David, hilarious, man. Good insight, but hilarious, man. I couldn't ask for more. Well, y'all know who's coming up next, though. Y'all already know. And that would be my man, my dog, my NFL season co-host, Mr. Tony. What's going on, Tony? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing. It was a good halftime show.
See, he beat me to it. I couldn't even ask him the damn question. Let's get into that. Okay. Well, first of all, let's get in that first before we get into the halftime show. Excuse me. What'd you think of the game?
I thought the game through 3.5 quarters was pretty good. Until the Zebras decided they needed to, FaceTime. Look, honey, I'm on TV.
Okay, so all right. So you're the only person last week who I had on here who picked the Bengals to win. And I said earlier in the show that the Bengals have to be kicking themselves thinking, how did we not win?
Pretty much. My biggest question for the Bengals coach, and I'm not sure if he may have addressed it in a press conference, but I didn't watch the post. I didn't want to hear all.
No, me neither.
Stuff. I'm trying. Joe Mixon. Even when you decided to run, and you had the ball with, bid it or whatever, and you decide to run, why is Joe Mixon on the sidelines?
That would be my only question as well. See, this is why you hear every week for football, bro, because most of the time we be on one accord. That's the only question that I had. I was just on the phone with my brother Sean. I said, yo, my only question is, why are you running the ball with P. Ryan on 3rd and 1? Why isn't Mixon in the game? What the hell are you doing?
I don't know. Simply because, from a logic standpoint, I'm not an NFL coach, but Joe Mixon is excellent at cutbacks. And if you got the Rams selling out, figuring that you may run, wouldn't you want a running back that could cut back to the backside? I don't know. Plus, he's a pass threat.
Right.
So I don't quite get that. There's a number of things that I don't get. Even when they to the second half, it's like they abandoned that short passing, middle of the field stuff. Because I'll be honest, if they didn't decide to do these slow development plays, you might not have heard Aaron Donald's name last night. But, standing there holding the ball in the pocket, first half you had them figured out because you were getting the ball out.
Really, for the first 3 quarters, you had them figured out.
Second half, all of a sudden, you want these slow development plays instead of doing that matriculation down the field stuff that worked for you in the first half.
I think, honestly, what happened is when they came out the first play of the second half and they hit the 75-yarder, which should have been offensive pass interference, let's be real. But I think when they hit that pass play, they might have got a little greedy. Especially because it was on Ramsey.
There could be that, but then the same thing make you laugh, make you cry, and I did something uncharacteristic. I sat and watched Super Bowl with my wife.
Yeah.
But I called out to her on well, first of all, why are you going for it on the 50 Rams?
I didn't understand that either.
Field position game.
Talking about in the first quarter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get that neither.
Yeah. But more importantly, when it got down to the red zone, I pointed out Jalen Ramsey. That was a hold on Boyd. Or was it Boyd? Yeah, it was a Higgins at the goal line.
Oh, it was Higgins.
Yeah, he pulled the jersey. And I said, okay, they're gonna let him play.
Right.
That should have been the same thing in the fourth quarter.
Exactly, with the linebacker on 3rd and goal.
Yep.
I brought that up earlier before we were on the phone. I said that play on 3rd and goal where they called the linebacker for holding on Cooper Kupp, that was the worst call of the game.
You let them play the whole game. Stay consistent.
Yep. Now the play two plays later when he got held again by Eli Apple. No, that was a legit hold. But what
that was egregious, as they call it.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But the linebacker, oh no, because Jalen Ramsey did more to Higgins and it didn't get called.
Exactly.
That was just a great defensive play, and that changed up everything.
For me was the Bengals run D.
Yeah, they couldn't run. The Rams couldn't run at all.
I mean, I give the Rams props in terms of when Ashawn Robinson was on the field. They made it difficult for the Bengals to run, but if he wasn't on the field, the Bengals could run the ball. The Rams never were able to run the ball.
Right, and that's one mistake that the Bengals made, because Mixon had 15 carries for like 75, 76 yards. You don't abandon that.
Yeah.
That means if you give him about 7 to 10 more carries, he's going to get you about $120. You're going to keep that clock, because honestly, when Odell Beckham got hurt, the Rams offense looked so stagnant. I said they may not score another point. I said, so if the Rams are smart, Mixon is having success, you keep toting that rock, because while the Rams have a great pass rush, they have a bad run defense. So I don't know, like the Bengals have to be kicking themselves, because it was on a silver platter for them to take.
You know who's having nightmares? For real, everything else being said, Tyler Boyd has to be having nightmares, because you catch the ball, catch it, and then run, Tyler. Third down.
Well, you know what? I know. Well, if he had caught the ball, he would have been stopped short of the first, because the safety was right there. But it's a big difference between 4th and 1 and 4th and 8. So maybe you could have thought about it. Maybe they would have went for it. You never know. But yeah, Tyler Boyd, he definitely dropped the ball on that one. Well, literally and figuratively. And that was his first drop of the season. Did you know that?
Yeah.
That was his first drop of the year.
A heck of a time to have your first drop.
Right, exactly. So, okay, so let me ask you something.
I tell you what I didn't like that the Bengals did. And it's funny, because I don't know why these dudes overthink stuff that's working for you. Stuff that was working for you, stay with it. In the fourth, the Stafford to Cooper Cup, that was only possible because they came out of that 3-8. The just rushing 3.
Right, yep.
And having 8 drop back in coverage.
Right.
I don't care who you are, it's going to be hard to complete passes against that. But they kept coming with the 4. You even sent a blitz or 2. Like, just I mean, it's not like you're playing prevent defense, but your 3 guys have proven enough to be able to get pressure.
Yeah, because while the Rams had 7 sacks, the Bengals only had 2. But the consistent pressure through the whole game was coming from the Bengals.
Right. I would say the Bengals sacks were more so. Be honest, how many sacks did Burrow step into?
A few.
I mean, literally, he stepped into a few of them sacks. So I have no idea, and they mostly came in that second half.
They did, because out of Burrow's 22 snaps, 7 of them were sacks.
Yeah,
So I know Cincinnati's got to be kicking themselves right now, because it was on a silver platter for them. I mean, they had the Rams on the ropes. When Odell Beckham got hurt, their offense looked lost for 2.5 quarters. Literally. For 2.5 quarters, the Rams offense looked lost. The Rams defense kept them in the game, because when Cincinnati came out and scored on the first play, and a couple plays later to get the interception, I came down and said to my boys, I said, the Rams are in trouble. And they never allowed another touchdown, because at that point in time, even when it was 20-16 and the Bengals looked like they were driving, I said, if Cincinnati scores again, it's over. I said, because the Rams right now are in no position where they can come back from a 2-score lead, Now that last drive the Rams put together was great. It was absolutely great, because what made it great is because Matthew Stafford had nobody else he could depend on but Cooper Kupp. And the Bengals knew where the ball was going, and they couldn't stop it. Outside of a terrible call on 3rd and goal, but to me, I mean, that was great. That was absolutely great. But how much did you see Odell Beckham's value once he got hurt?
I mean, it was even before he got hurt, it was a competitive game. and it still would have been a competitive game. But yeah, but to be fair, it's hard to evaluate anybody opposite Cooper Kupp, because you could take a number of guys that not named Odell Beckham and you put them opposite. So anybody, Calvin Ridley opposite Cooper Kupp may look, a certain way. So it's hard to kind of evaluate that when you got a stud on one side. That the question would be, if you remove Cooper Kupp, how valuable would Odell Beckham be? That would be, So I'm gonna take a pass on that one because I don't know.
We'll see.
But
if you remove
the key on one guy, I mean, everybody, that's always been a part of football. Teams having one stud wide receiver and everybody else is just average Joe.
Well, see, that's where you see the value of Robert Woods, because Cooper Kupp, and the reason why the Rams went out and got Deshaun Jackson before the season started is because, all right, you had a young deep threat in Van Jefferson, you're still trying to develop him. Deshaun Jackson is established, over 10,000 yards, whatever. But your intermediate trick play or versatile wide receiver, you had two of those. Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp they essentially play just alike. The difference is Matthew Stafford has better rapport with Cooper Kupp, because when Jared Goff was the quarterback, even when they went to the Super Bowl, Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp had the same numbers. They had pretty much the same. As a matter of fact, Robert Woods may have had a little bit better numbers, because they can do the same thing. They can come out of the backfield. They're great slot receivers. You can even put them to the outside. So if Cooper Kupp had went down, if Cooper Kupp had went down and you still have Odell, maybe Odell turns back to the New York Giants receiver. But I felt bad for Odell, bro, because this is a contract year. And, I mean, not just to get injured, to tear an ACL. An injury where you're probably going to miss. There's a great chance you probably don't even play next year. And there was a point in time after Odell caught that touchdown pass where I told one of my boys, I said, the Rams ain't going to be able to keep everybody. I said, Robert Woods might be the odd man out. One quarter later, I'm saying, welcome back, Robert Woods.
Yeah, well, I mean, he got his ring. So
he got his ring. Well, both of them got their ring. Shit.
There's that. And who was it this morning that was saying, the talking heads, it was Good Morning Football, and was saying, Joe Burrow has no reason to hang his head. He'll have plenty of opportunities.
You can't bet on that.
That's what I said. I said, yeah, maybe your one and only shot.
That might be, because I posed this question to the audience earlier. I said, who could you see more likely to get back to the Super Bowl quicker, the Bengals or the Rams? I made my opinion. I said it was the Rams, because you look at the NFC, their biggest competition is honestly probably going to be the 49ers. And I mean, and that's only if Trey Lance is decent. Other than that, you got Brady just retiring. You don't know what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers. Other than that, you got the Cowboys.
You got one thing, and it has nothing to do with two things that have nothing to do with any other team, and two of them are definitely, they're 50-50 things. One, whether Aaron Donald retires.
I don't believe he's going to retire, but okay.
Hey, I'm just saying, it's out there in the ether, out of his own mouth, not a rumor.
No, I know.
It's out of his own mouth, and stranger things have happened. There have been people that just walked away from the game.
Well, Patrick Willis, yeah, I know.
He's a veteran. He's been around for a minute, so he's not young.
He's been around since 2014, yeah.
He got a ring.
Yeah.
It's like, and he got money. So it's like, at this point, who knows?
But see, the reason why I don't think he's going to retire is because I think the path to least resistance to get another ring is in the NFC right now. But go ahead.
Doesn't matter. Stranger things have happened.
That's true.
My question would be, why even say it if that's not a thought in your mind?
Well, that's true. That's very true.
No one asked him, hey, are you thinking about hanging it up? No, he literally volunteered that.
Yeah.
In a statement. So that means that somebody is either in his head or maybe his family or something is making him think, you know what, maybe this is it. So we'll see. Then the other thing that I saw that's out there, the 50% chance Von Miller's not coming back.
I think honestly, it's either two places Von Miller's going to go. He's either going to re-sign with the Rams or he's coming back to Denver. I truly believe, I think he's going to wait to see what happens with Denver in regards to whether we get Aaron Rodgers or not. I think if we're able to land Aaron Rodgers, I think Von Miller will come back. But again, path to least resistance. Now, Von Miller got 2. So Von Miller really ain't got shit to prove to nobody. And as quiet as it kept, Von Miller was a beast yesterday. He had just
Von Miller has one thing, and Von Miller actually was not a beast. Second half, again, we discussed what the Bengals did in the second half that was different than the first half because pretty much everybody was quiet as a church mouse the first half.
Well, remember, Von Miller got the sack that everybody thought that was a fumble in the third quarter.
As a matter of fact, the only sack that came was Aaron Donald, and that's only because he pushed Joe Burrow out of bounds.
No, Von Miller got 2 sacks in the second half.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Once the Bengals did what they did in the second half, which was stupid, that's when they started getting
right. Okay. Yeah, I get
pressure.
you. I get you.
But had they stayed the course like we were talking about and kept running Mixon and kept with the short, quick passing game, I submit that probably would have been the only sack, maybe a second one from a blitz or something, but a coverage sack. But just in general, the Bengals offensive line, they played well. I mean, they played well. They got nothing to be ashamed of.
The Bengals offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks, and you saying they ain't got nothing to be ashamed of?
They have nothing to be
Them
ashamed
niggas
of.
suck.
Again, what did I just say? Coaching. If something is working and it's helping your offensive line perform at a level that they weren't supposed to perform, why would you go away from it and compromise them?
Okay,
now
I give you that.
You've given up sacks, and now it reflects bad on them, making them look bad. Whereas in the first half, you came in with a game plan that was working, that you hadn't used before because you gave up a lot of sacks in previous games in the playoffs. But this was working. Why would you go away from it?
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. The Bengals offensive line, they are what they are. We know what they are. They're a patchwork, maybe 2-3 backups on there. They only got really one good offensive lineman.
That's gonna be the only one left next season.
But if you as a coach, if you got something that's working and your offensive linemen are looking like, at least in the first half, looking like serviceable dudes. Even if you triple team, I saw 3 dudes standing in front of Aaron Donald one time. If it's working, why would you go away from it? That's
true. Well, that's the issue with a lot of coaches in Super Bowls.
When you look at the box score, if you didn't watch the game, you say, man, the Bengals offensive line is terrible. No, their coach is terrible for not leaving them dudes in a position to succeed. What they were doing was working. Leave them alone. Let them do what they keep doing until the Rams prove that they can either break it up or stop it. Keep doing what you're doing.
Okay, well,
you should have had 25 carries.
Yes,
yesterday.
Absolutely. Yes, Mixon should have had 25 carries. Matter of fact, Mixon may have been the damn MVP if they gave him 25 carries.
35 touches and 25 carries.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% there. Honestly, I do. So who do you think should have been the Super Bowl MVP?
I mean, you don't really have a choice. I mean, Cooper Kupp was only choice. Honestly, he was the only choice.
You don't think Donald was a choice?
No. As I said, I mean, again, I got up and I walked out. And make no mistake, I don't dislike Aaron Donald. Frankly, I'm neutral on the Rams. I could care less.
Right.
They're not a rival to my team. I could care less just in general. But I got so tired of college. Aaron Donald is a great player. Future Hall of Famer, perhaps.
Most definitely.
Perhaps, and I'm saying that because we don't know nowadays, since people, DeMarcus Ware and people like that. Just
I was shocked that he didn't get in yet. But I mean, come on now. Aaron Donald, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, a multiple All-Pro.
Look. All I'm gonna say is, if you look at the guys they inducted into the Hall of Fame this year, you got several guys. You scratch your head like, wait a minute, what?
Well, Richard Seymour.
Yeah, Richard Seymour was a really good player, but come on, Brian. Come on. We're talking about impact of game. Just in general. Okay, fine. Richard Seymour had some impact on those Patriots teams. Granted, you give him that. But,
okay, well, Bryant Young, 49ers.
Bryant Young. Again, impact on them 49ers team. But would you really take him over DeMarcus Ware? Would you take him over Patrick Willis?
No, I wouldn't.
Hell no.
No, I wouldn't. When you put it like that, no, I wouldn't.
No, Leroy Butler. The Darren Woodson's still on the outside looking in, but they put Leroy Butler in? Leroy Butler? I mean, come on now. And I got no beef with no truck with Vermeil getting in.
Oh yeah.
I got no truck with that, but a bunch of the others kind of head scratchers.
So you think that Cooper Kupp was the only option as far as being MVP?
He won it by default because, to be fair, again, anybody with that's not named Collinsworth who'd like to teabag Aaron Donald would have to look at that team and say, the Bengals made an adjustment for the worse, and that's what allowed Aaron Donald to be a factor in the game at all, because up until that point he had been.
Hey, Chris Collinsworth was dying on the inside.
The most important time and his impact. I mean, you got to put the ball in the end zone. It's fine making a play and close out once you got the lead playing, But I would Cooper Kupp because all the focus was on him, literally, and he made plays.
Hey, Chris Collinsworth was dying on the inside last night.
Yeah. You think that he would have been
that was the hardest game he ever had to commentate.
But instead, he chose to, like I said, teabag Aaron Donald the whole game. Aaron Donald. He's over there in the broadcast booth sniffing his jockstrap or something.
So, okay, well, now I got to ask you, bro, what did you think of the halftime show?
I thought it was fire. I mean, I could have did without Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick killed it.
I felt like they was going consistent with semi old school, because a lot of the people that may have been watching last night weren't even born when Dre met Ice Cube.
Well, that's why they had to have Kendrick. They had to have something for this generation.
I don't know. I felt like there were a few others that you could have potentially mixed up in that. But
how about Fat 50?
Huh?
I said, how about Fat 50?
Yeah, how about that? I'm like, this nigga hanging upside down. That was strange.
That was just like the music video.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. Mary J was getting it. I mean, she was really getting it.
Lord, did you see Mary J? Lord have mercy.
Yeah, it's nice to see her again, not holding a gun threatening to shoot somebody.
Oh, yeah, she wasn't Monet Tejada.
Yeah, so, But it was a good halftime performance.
Were you like me when Dr. Dre started playing I Ain't Mad at You at the piano, waiting for Tupac to come out?
Oh, yeah, playing the bars.
Yeah. Weren't you? I was waiting for Tupac to come out.
Is that what you thought?
I was like, this is the night. This is the night we've been waiting for. I'm serious.
But I think they chose, it was logical to choose Dre and Snoop for the West Coast dynamic. But, I guess they wanted to keep the East Coast people engaged, and 50 and Mary J.
Well, nobody knew 50 was gonna be there. Remember?
Yeah, I would have left Fat 50 at home and probably as Nas. You feel like
Right. No, you know what? Because Mary J was there, I would have added Method Man. But I understand why they had 50 because 50 had ties to Dre. So
Right.
you know that makes sense. But me, if you wanted to put a New York rapper in it, you think about one of Mary J's all-time best songs was the collab with Method Man. I'd have had that all day.
You're right. Yeah.
You think anybody in the West Coast would have had a problem with that song? Everybody loved Method Man. Method Man is the East Coast version of Snoop. Everybody love him.
I saw some stuff on some boards, and some of those melanin deprived people had issue with the halftime show. I will say I don't think it was like the best halftime show ever, like some online were perhaps saying. I still say Prince.
Okay, well, and that leads me to my next question. What's your top 5 favorite halftime shows? Super Bowl halftime shows. You already said Prince, so you got one.
You got me reaching now.
Oh yeah, no order. Just give me your favorite 5. You already said Prince, so you got 4 more to go.
Honestly, I had to think back.
Yeah. Think about it, sir.
Yeah, I had to get back to you on that one.
No. Come on now. Give it to me now. Come on.
It's not something to be honest, I put a whole lot of thought into it, and although I've seen, all these halftime shows in my lifetime, none of them really stuck with me.
Okay, well let me give you some examples. Let me just jog your memory back some. Okay, last year we had The Weeknd. The year before we had J-Lo and Shakira. We've had Michael Jackson. We've had Janet Jackson with the titty popping out. We've had Black Eyed Peas with Nicki Minaj. We had Bruno Mars by himself. We had Beyonce with Destiny's Child. We had Bruno Mars and Destiny's Child with Coldplay. We had the Motown halftime show at Super Bowl 32. We had Big Boy saying ATL ho just 4 years ago in Atlanta. So we had Madonna at the halftime show. So I'm just giving you some. I'm giving you.
As stated, none of them really stuck with me. So this one will stick in my head, and the Prince one. Other than that, no.
Not even Mike?
No. Mm-mm.
Ooh.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
See, here's the thing with a number of those people, and I think these two, maybe, no, Bruno Mars, and I'm not picking Bruno Mars, but I'm trying to figure out something based on what I saw, because probably half of those people that you listed were lip syncing.
Very true.
So I'm only gonna like the people that actually were singing, and you could tell because they ad lib. They on live TV, so
you could tell the people who are actually singing.
Right. So for that reason, that's a rough question. But I Prince is number 1, and then this one is number 2, and then everybody else is like. Yeah.
I want you one day when you get some free time. I want you to YouTube Super Bowl 32 halftime show. Now this is a personal preference of mine. I mean, I'm not saying this is my absolute favorite, but to me this is one of the most slept on halftime shows. It was when Motown had the entire halftime show.
I remember that, and they weren't lip syncing.
No, they were not at all. Not at all. You had Smokey Robinson, you had Aretha Franklin, you had Boyz II Men, you had Queen Latifah. I just want you to YouTube that one just to watch it. That's all I'm saying. Super Bowl 32, January of '98.
Yeah, I might have to put that in the top 3 because I remember that now, and they were not lip syncing, and it was pretty diverse, and it was pretty cool because they had the old school and
new school at the time.
School
at the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Barry Gordy in the crowd and whatnot, yeah. But okay, so the football season is over, brother.
Yeah, pretty soon it'll be draft time.
Pretty soon, but I'm going to switch topics to the busy NBA. You know, what did you think of the trades that went on before the deadline?
I think in the case of Brooklyn and Philly, I think Philly got what they wanted. I mean, they wanted Harden anyway. So they got what they wanted. They gave up a lot, though.
They gave up a lot. Yes, they did.
They gave up a lot. And people are poo-pooing it like, Steph Curry. Man, Steph Curry, one of the best three-point shooters.
I wouldn't have got rid of him, bro. I'm being honest with you.
And they gave up picks, and that's important, too.
Yep.
So I think the Knicks won the trade, just in general, on paper. But we have to see. Now all of a sudden, Ben Simmons is magically going to be in his right mind.
We knew that was going to happen if he got traded. Don't be surprised.
We have yet to see. We have yet to see how that will work. For them, how that lineup will work for them. I think he still presents the same liabilities he presented in Philly. The difference is he has Kevin Durant, who is willing to shoot, so he won't be asked to shoot.
Bro, the only thing Ben Simmons has to do is rebound, pass the ball, and play good defense because he's surrounded by shooters.
Oh no. Ben Simmons has to do one other thing that Ben Simmons does not like to do.
That is?
And in the game situations, they're going to foul Ben Simmons.
Oh, you mean make his free throws?
He gonna have to shoot them free. Want to shoot them and make them. He don't like to do either.
I'm looking at now. There's a pro and a con to what a potential Nets closing lineup could look like. On one hand, you could have Ben Simmons and Kevin Durant. That's your 4 and your 5, just based on height. And then the rest of your lineup is Kyrie Irving, Seth Curry, and Patty Mills. Offensively, you're snipers because you have Ben Simmons and 4 shooters. But defensively, you're a liability because the outside of Kevin Durant and Ben Simmons, the other guys you have are really, really short. How do you think that's going to play out?
Like I said, I think that in them situations, you literally just got Ben Simmons on the floor for defense because you don't want him touching the ball. You don't want him to be a distributor because they're going to foul him.
Yep.
And at that point, he's a liability. So, he ain't shooting. It is what it is. I mean, the Nets, they wanted to part ways. I think it's a good thing for both teams because it wasn't working out with Harden. Now the stuff is starting to come out that Kyrie didn't really like Harden at all. And all that. So maybe it was for the better, and it's not just change for the sake of change. But that's a lot of money floating around.
Well, how do you think? How do you think Philadelphia is going to look? Let's say because they've already put out the report that Harden is not going to play for them until after the All-Star break. So, how do you think Philadelphia is going to look once Harden gets there? Now, you gave up Seth Curry.
I'm gonna tell you how Philly's going to look.
Okay.
Ordinary. People at one. James Harden is James Harden in spurts. He can have a stinker, but he could also have a Hall of Fame worthy game. So there's that. But people are where people are. They lost shooting. We already discussed this.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Another thing that is going to kill them, and people can say what they want. Harden needs the ball. He may get the ball to Embiid, but Harden needs the ball, which it is going to hurt the development of an up-and-coming Maxey.
Yep.
It's going to hurt him. And then, in the big picture, in the grand scheme of things, Tobias Harris, what? The acquisition of Harden make him better? Make him somehow different? No.
No, not at all.
So, I don't think it moved the needle. I just think it got both franchises away from drama for at least,
the rest of the season?
Perhaps the rest of the season.
Well, I think the
It
Eastern
depends
Conference got a
It
whole.
depends on the guys. It depends on Simmons, when he shows up, how he shows up.
I think the Eastern Conference got a lot more interesting with the trade. With all of that being said, I still pick Milwaukee to come out of the East. I just do.
Yeah, well,
I know how you feel about your Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, well, I can't say nothing about them. They stood pat, and I understand why. You know, they feel like with their guys healthy, that they can run with anybody. You know, on paper, that's true. I just think in a playoff situation, that size thing, man, they still have not addressed it. And rebounding and rim protection are huge. It's fine getting steals and deflections and all that good stuff. But you still, when the game slows down to a grind and you need an offensive rebound, Lonzo Ball is he gonna get it for you over Serge Ibaka or you know, or box out Giannis? No.
That's why I think the Bucks' acquisition of Serge Ibaka is so huge.
I don't know how much. We could have had Ibaka, and clearly we don't believe there's anything really left in that dude's tank. As a matter of fact, there's a guy that's going to be out there, perhaps buyout. That to me, it's about the same. It's a push.
Okay, well, buyout. Who would that be?
Tristan Thompson. Boogie is still floating around on these 10-day contracts.
That's amazing.
And both of those guys at this point in their career, it's a shame with Boogie because he's young still, but they're basically as productive as Serge Ibaka. I mean, Serge Ibaka is a walking, he's part of that walking dead. He's just tall still, but he's the shadow of what he used to be. So while he'll help with you know, the Bucks, and I think he was a signing because
Brook Lopez.
Yeah, Lopez, and you know, but again, I don't know that he moves the needle much.
Well, you know, they do expect Brook Lopez to come back this season.
Yeah. I mean, this is a stopgap. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's gonna move the needle much for him one way or the other.
But don't you think that gives them more depth?
Yeah. I mean, if you need depth in terms of your horde and Walking Dead, because I mean, he doesn't bring much. Again, based upon what I'm saying with Serge Ibaka, Boogie is more active than he is, and that's saying something.
That amazes me that Boogie is still on these 10-day contracts, because there was a point in time where, and not even that long ago, where Boogie was the best big man in basketball. And yeah, he had a couple of injuries, but everywhere, I mean, since the Clippers, the Rockets, who's one of the people he had a 10-day, the Bucks, you know, this guy is, like you said, very productive. I don't get it.
Well, he's productive in the sense that when you look at the box score, you say, oh, well, Boogie did something. But just in general, his per is terrible. And he's a ball stopper still. I mean, I thought about it in terms of why would AK give him a chance knowing that we need a backup to Vucevic? But you still want to be able to run the similar offensive sets, even if you can't run the exact same. Boogie becomes a liability because Boogie tries to do things that for instance, shooting threes. And I understand big men shoot threes, and yeah, you know, you can shoot a three here and there, but when you got more 3 attempts than 2 attempts at Boogie's size, you're a liability.
Well, I understand that because it gets on my, every time I see Joel Embiid take a 3-pointer, it makes me sick to my stomach.
And I got a side prediction for you. And this has nothing to do with this season. This is going forward. Y'all are going to jettison Anthony Davis.
Oh, I know.
You're smart.
I know. Anthony Davis is not the future of the Lakers. I'm going to tell you that right now. No way. Just on the simple fact of the 2 times he's played Giannis this year, Giannis has made him his bitch. He's dropped over 40 on him twice. No. And the fact Anthony Davis's check engine light is always on, he ain't the future of the Lakers. Y'all, he from Chicago. Y'all take him.
That's what I was gonna say. If the Nets fall flat, then KD is on the radar. But if they do not, there's a chance Anthony Davis. But you'd have to. Anthony Davis can still be really good in this league. But here's what people never understood about him: you got to put him next to a big man, a good big man.
Like when Boogie was before Boogie got hurt.
Yeah. You got to put him next to a big man because he's the only thing that he will do that a big man does is rebound. Occasionally he'll block a weak side shot or whatever, but he's not the answer if you're looking for that inside presence.
Anthony Davis is, if I'm going to say this about Anthony Davis, just like I said about James Harden, the only difference is that Anthony Davis has a ring. If Anthony Davis is your top option, you won't win a title.
No.
You will not win a title. I said that about James Harden for years. Anthony Davis was the stars aligned correctly for the Lakers in 2020, be it the bubble, be it whatever. But outside of that, Anthony Davis, as talented as he is, if he is your number one option, you won't win a title. Just like James Harden, you will not win a title.
Yeah, at this point, I concur. And I mean, to be fair, and most Lakers fans wouldn't agree with this, but yeah, that's what you need to be looking forward in the offseason, how you can unload most of that team and just start from scratch, because trying to struggle to make the play-in, which you probably won't make, but if you do, you're going out, because do you want Phoenix? No, you don't want Phoenix. It was a good showing against Golden State, but realistically,
until Clay woke up. Exactly.
So, what playoff team, in the West, do you feel comfortable actually going into a series with, as currently constructed Lakers?
The only one that I could probably think of is Utah.
If Gobert is healthy, no.
But even if we were to face Utah, we would have to move all the way up to no less the 5th seed. That's not going to happen.
You need to figure out a way to jettison all them people. The problem with LeBronica is, realistically, if you could, I would move him.
He just signed the contract extension. They ain't moving him.
I would move him, bro. I would move him. I would move him to a team that was in win now mode and get everything that I could get for him while I can get.
Okay, because it's clear LeBron wants to stay in LA. Would you trade him to the Clippers for Kawhi or Paul George?
No. Nope. Because the Clippers, even with banged up as they are, they're still balling. They're still playing well.
Yeah.
I would not bring LeBron in to mess up that chemistry that they got going. I just wouldn't. And you're not getting, it's a lateral move for both teams. Kawhi doesn't make the Lakers any better or anything. Paul George doesn't make the Lakers. It's a lateral move.
Where would you move him to?
You're the Lakers. You know what you want to do? You want to hit the reset button like you started to do until you made it LeBron's team and gave everything away for Anthony Davis, and then gave,
the rest of what we had for Russell Westbrook.
The other change you had in your pocket along with the rent for Westbrook.
Yeah.
You need to try to recoup those things and just, start from the ground up.
But this is why they're not gonna get rid of LeBron, and this is why they're not gonna get rid of Anthony Davis. The only one out of that three who's gonna be gone after this year, I can confidently say that, is Russell Westbrook. LeBron went way beyond out his way to get Anthony Davis, even though they both signed off on Westbrook. Once they're gone, because I guarantee you, once LeBron leaves, Anthony Davis is right behind him. And I would not be mad, because honestly, Anthony Davis is not a franchise player. He's not. But I don't think they're ready to put.
Say leave. That means contract. I'm a free agent. I'm not re-signing with the Lakers.
Yeah, right.
Just get off me, and you're getting nothing. You already gave away all your future assets to 2027. That's your next first round pick. If somebody came, anybody, with a ridiculous
For AD?
offer for Anthony Davis, why would the Lakers not take it?
Okay, well, say it's Chicago. Who we getting back?
From the Bulls?
Uh-huh.
Nobody. I said some team. I didn't say my Bulls.
Well, hey, but you know, that's the only other place he want to go.
In the big picture, we don't have the. I mean, we have the assets, but we don't have the assets. We gave up draft picks for Vucevic, and Zach LaVine's getting ready. He ain't gonna get a supermax contract, but he's gonna get a max contract. And we got a short window with DeMar DeRozan. We're not giving. We do have an influx of youth. It would be stupid to give that up for Anthony Davis.
Okay, so who could you see having the clout to get Anthony Davis? Who would make the Lakers an offer for Anthony Davis where we couldn't say no?
Who has the assets?
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma.
What?
Oh my God! Oklahoma has the. Oklahoma got 27 picks in the first round from now until what? 2028.
Well, you got to take the LeBron factor in too now, though, bro.
See, that's the problem. Are you GM? Are you gonna GM the Lakers? Or are you gonna let LeBron GM the Lakers? At some point, Bus just got to do what's best.
This ain't
for
even.
the Lakers
This ain't even
organization.
about Bus. This
Damn,
about
Bus.
Palenka. This ain't even
Not
about Bus. It's
even
about
Bus.
Palenka.
Huh?
It ain't even about Bus. It's Palenka.
Well, Palenka, you got to do what's best for the Lakers organization. You're not going to win a title as currently constructed. You're not. You're just not.
No, we're not.
LeBron always plays. He plays this game with keeping one foot out the door. You know, if you don't do this, I'm out. If you don't do that, I'm out. Even though we don't publicly hear, you know that's how the man is operating.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't let him hold your franchise hostage. He's a great player. He's a future Hall of Famer. But maybe it's time to put LeBron on that block. Maybe it is time to put him on that block. We're moving in a different direction. We're getting rid of Bron. We're getting rid of Westbrook. We're getting rid of AD. You probably won't get nothing but a bag of chips for Westbrook, but you can get out from underneath them contracts. And if you can get anything for LeBron and AD, then you have salary cap. I mean, you have money freed up. LA is still a big market. There's going to be a number of guys out there, you know what I'm saying, that you can snatch up, free agent wise, that would blend in well with young players that you might acquire through the draft. I would do it in a heartbeat.
Okay.
I would do it in a heartbeat because you're not contending. If you're not contending for a title, what are you doing? You putting butts in seats, but are you really putting butts in seats?
Okay. Understand.
You got to do it, man. You got to do it. You got to do it. That's and I say all that to say, look at what the Bulls did when they got rid of that management. New management came in and said, "We going in a different direction. And we going now." And they did what they had to do to put a competitive team on the floor, a contender on the floor. They missing a piece, but they made serious moves. The Lakers made seemingly serious moves until Westbrook and Carmelo. I mean, and I don't
have a problem with Carmelo, honestly. And honestly, you know what? I don't have a problem with Westbrook because LeBron and AD signed off on this. There's 13 years of footage for Russell Westbrook, so you knew what the hell you was getting. But I don't have a problem with Carmelo because Carmelo has accepted the fact that he may start from time to time, but now he's just a role player. So I don't have a problem with that.
There were younger role players that you could have snatched up out there. But anyway, all that's neither here nor there. The point is, I would get rid of all of that. I would start from scratch. I'm
surprised that they made no moves because remember, I've been telling you all season that this reminded me of Cleveland in 2018 when they signed a bunch of names to one-day contracts, and when it wasn't working, they got rid of everybody outside of LeBron and Kevin Love. That they got rid of everybody, and then and then went on from there. I'm surprised the Lakers made no moves, but I mean, really, when it came to Westbrook,
There was no move they could make.
right, outside of John Wall, because he has a same retarded ass contract.
And what did you see? I saw it. Did you see it? What did they say about John Wall Westbrook deal? Said if LeBron would okay it. I'm like,
yeah.
Really? If LeBron would okay it, man. If you thought, I mean, that Wall was gonna make the deal, and just tell LeBron to live with it.
Right.
You gotta learn to play with John Wall.
I mean, look, we're already under 500, so what the hell are you losing?
That's my whole point.
Yeah.
Why I would jettison all them dudes in this offseason. I would be fielding calls. I would try to see, and I don't care what LeBron says, unless he has a no trade clause. Look, we're moving in a different direction. We'll try to accommodate you, of your choice and team if they have the assets that we require, and that's what I would do.
Well, Mr. Pleaser Rob Pelinka's not going to do that. You do know that. He's not going to do that. He'll get rid of Westbrook. He may even field trade offers for AD. He's not getting rid of LeBron.
And in terms of AD, again, you asked me, you want to come to Chicago, but what could we give up? What could we live without that would keep us in that competitive
Vucevic.
that competitive situation?
Vucevic.
You'd have to gut your team. Nah. Well, yeah. If literally the Lakers say, hey, we'll take Nikola Vucevic and a first-round pick for AD, I'd do that all day. Not because there's anything wrong with Vucevic, but Vucevic is older than AD, even though AD check engine light is on way more than
all the time.
But you take a chance on something like that because that's lower risk. But if you talk about we want Vucevic, we want first round pick, we want Lonzo Ball, man, you better dial tone.
Well, we had Lonzo Ball.
You want Caruso back? No, we good. So I honestly, I would only, to be honest, the only way I could stomach AD even being a Bull at this point is if he's playing next to Vucevic. If that ain't happening, then we good. You gotta put him with a big man that actually ain't a stiff to cover up for areas and to be able to take up slack because he gonna miss however many games of the year. You know.
Yep.
So that's literally. I was hoping, and y'all might make a move. There's a rumor out there that y'all might buy out DeAndre Jordan. I don't know how that makes you feel, but
it doesn't make me. You know what? I forgot he plays for us.
Yeah, he does. It's funny how the mighty have fallen between him, Greg Monroe, and Andre Drummond.
Yeah, I just realized Greg Monroe was back in the league when I watched the Bucks play the Suns.
Yeah.
No, when he played the Lakers. I said Greg Monroe is back.
Basically, three of the biggest big names in terms of bigs.
Yeah.
And now I think maybe Andre Drummond, the most skilled out of all three of them.
Yeah, see, I still don't understand why Andre Drummond has settled now for just being a backup center. He's only 28 years old. Multiple-time All-Star. I don't get that with him.
Because he hasn't adapted to today's game, and he's serviceable behind Embiid, but they don't even try to run the same sets, obviously, for him at all, that they would for Embiid. So they change up. And he just, again, unless you just want to rebound and put back big, that's about all he can do. He doesn't even really shoot jumpers anymore.
Yeah, but the big penguin can go out and get you 18 rebounds a night.
Yeah, that's what I just said. If you want him, well, that's why I feel he keeps him, because he can do that.
Well, he's a net now.
Big. That's a backup big. Well, yeah, he's a net, but that's a backup big.
You think he'll start now with the Nets?
I think they may not have a choice. And small
Well, they still got
ball,
Claxton.
No, but when they play a team like the Bucks, he's gonna have to play.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He is literally, he's gonna have to play. Sort of like the same reason why the Sixers ain't jettisoning Millsap.
Right.
Because you don't know, you know.
Well, they had to get Millsap. They had to get at least another. He's not as big as Drummond, but you had to get some. You had to get some type of a body back there. Seeing as how you just lost your backup to Joel.
And now the Nets kind of have a glut at big. Somebody may be on the chopping block.
Drummond,
likely,
Claxton, Blake.
Yeah, it might be Claxton. It could be Blake Griffin.
I was gonna say it could be Blake.
If they would have released Blake Griffin, the Bulls need to be on the phone with him because he can still play for what they need. They just need a big that rebounds and can score. You know, inside, and he can still do that.
Yeah. Well, before we get off, before we exit, quick subject change talk. Have you heard the rumors of Carson Wentz today?
I think I saw something a couple of days ago that the coach may be thinking.
Well, today the thought has turned into pretty much a go that Carson Wentz is really going to get released or traded. What do you think about that?
I think we have a scenario where coach, maybe GM, maybe whatever. They're thinking about moving in a different direction because have you had? I mean, for what you gave up for Wentz, and that's pulling the trigger awfully quick.
Well, they said he would probably be released or traded before March 19th. So you're talking about you still have a whole nother month.
You're pulling the trigger awfully. If they do it, they're pulling the plug awfully quick. Trade it is one thing. If you're getting assets, but this is a weak quarterback class, so you know. And what would you get for Wentz from whoever anyway? So there's that. But just releasing them outright without what's your fallback plan, there, coach? What do you have on your roster better?
Understand that. I will say this, though. After that week 18 loss to Jacksonville, the way that they lost, their general manager seemed pretty perturbed on Carson Wentz.
Yeah, but what other contending team did Jacksonville beat?
Well, the Patriots.
Right.
Buffalo. They slaughtered Buffalo.
You don't see those teams say, "Oh, what we need to get rid of Josh Allen because he lost to the Jaguars." What? What? That's why they play the games on Sunday. You know, I'm sure Carson Wentz didn't lose that game by himself.
Hey, Josh Allen lost to Jacksonville too.
Exactly. So did Josh Allen lose that game by himself? Where were the other 51 Buffalo Bills?
Josh Allen got to the playoffs though.
You know, yeah, but I mean, in the big picture, when we looked, the Colts, what was the Carson Wentz? But they had to win one game. Did Carson Wentz keep him out of the playoffs? It didn't look like Jonathan Taylor put up them Jonathan Taylor numbers, did he? No, he
didn't.
That's what I mean. Scapegoat. And that when I feel bad, I'm not a Wentz fan at all, but come on, man. If you talk about releasing them because of something like that, yeah, you probably need to release a few dudes on your roster then because they didn't show up either.
No, that was the shocker of the last week of the NFL regular season. It's not even the fact that the Colts lost to Jacksonville. It's the fact that they got blown out.
Yeah. And I say all that because, again, I think I looked at that box score and I'm like, okay, they didn't even try to run Taylor, really.
Not after the first quarter of that game.
So, you know, I mean, but, hey, it is what it is. What backup plan do they have? That's the only thing. You release some Wentz, what backup plan do you have? Because this is a terrible quarterback class. So, where you going, coach? Where you going with it?
Quite true. Well, yeah. I mean, I was surprised when I heard it. I was. But then I thought back to that that press conference that their general manager had right after the loss to Jacksonville, and how he said, me and Frank we've been at this for the last couple of years, and we got a good thing going. We're not going to allow somebody to come in here and screw this up.
I think that may be what it is, more so than it necessarily his play. You know, it's probably one of those things. They had a conversation, and Carson Wentz clearly got a chip on his shoulder about criticism.
Oh, he can't take it. He's weak when it comes to that.
Right, and so I think that may be why they, if he shows humility and say, yeah, my bad, you know, I'm gonna get better, or, you know, blah 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 blah, then yeah, you probably we're not having this conversation. But Carson Wentz doesn't strike me as that kind of dude.
No, he seems like to be a person that has been coddled, and you know,
Frank Reich is blue collar Joe.
Oh yeah.
So if you ain't blue collar or you're moderately entitled, yeah, you're probably gonna be gone.
Okay, well, now speaking of which, that brings me to I did want to mention this before we got offline. Kyler Murray, what do you think?
Same thing as Wentz. I think Kyler Murray's head got big because of status. Even before he came into the league, status, and you know he had an early run and was viewed as this top guy, but hadn't earned anything. He hadn't really done anything. And pressure. When you start not achieving, all of them go through it. Like Rain Dakota Prescott. Pressure. How do you react under pressure? You have a terrible game or a series of terrible games, and win, lose, or draw, it's the quarterback. When you lose, it's the quarterback's fault. When you win, quarterback get all the glory. So how do you respond when you get that shit on because you lost or losing?
I think the way Kyler Murray went about I think the way Kyler Murray has handled this situation is very immature. I even put out a Facebook video about this last week of how instead of he has an issue with Cardinals management. Instead of talking to somebody, you instead just decide to delete them off your social media, unfollow them, and then delete all your pictures with them. I'm like, grow the fuck up. Like, I'm sorry.
That's the thing now, though. That's the thing.
You ain't lying.
And that's the thing. Send a message to management that I ain't fucking with y'all. So I'm gonna check it. He ain't the only one. I mean, there's been a bunch of dudes recently.
Yeah.
That's what they do. As a signal, I want to be up out of here.
That's immature as shit, man. I'm sorry. That is. And I'm a product. I mean, I'm part of the first generation of the social media era. But that's immature as shit. I'm so, like, when I heard that, I was like, wait a minute, that's what we doing now? Instead of saying, hey, this is my issue, let's try to work it out, or even if this is my issue, to hell with y'all. I'm just gonna unfollow and delete. Wow.
Well, winning cures everything, and Kyler Murray is not in a position like, but he is in a similar position as Wentz, because you can do all that and stomp your foot, cry like a baby, and blah 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 blah. But what's the backup plan? Well, they don't have backup plan for life without Kyler. So, son, you got to get it together, and that's it.
Well, that's what the Cardinals get for bringing in an unproven bowl of Kingsberries.
Yeah, and a short quarterback. I mean, injuries happen with everybody, so when he had full complement, he's looking like a superstar.
Yeah, the first half of the season, I thought he should have been the MVP.
Other thing with Mr. Murray, he needs to understand, which is something that Robert Griffin never understood, which is something that help me out, Baltimore.
Oh, Baltimore.
Huh?
Baltimore.
Yeah, he you could tell he's kind of figured it out.
Oh, Lamar.
Yeah, you got to evolve. You got to get your head in that playbook. You got to be more cerebral because your athleticism is only going to carry you so far. it's just, I mean, it's only going to carry you but so far. What happens when you can't run? What happens when that knee get hit and you can't scramble and run for 40 yards? He has to learn that. He has to learn that. That's a bonus. That's a plus. That's your athleticism is a bailout plan. It's not supposed to be your primary go-to, thinking that I can muscle every ball in, I can outrun every defensive end, because clearly you can't.
No, I just like I said, I don't like the way he's handled the situation. You know, if you have issues with the team, okay, because you know all of the complaints about Kyler Murray is coming from the Arizona Cardinals organization. It's not coming from any of his teammates. So I mean, if it was coming from the teammates, you know, then that's another story. But I just don't like the way he's handled it. Like, grow up.
Criticism, man. They can't handle.
I mean, these are so
the criticism.
Fragile ass athletes now, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, because they cash them $1 million, you know, checks, and they think they shit don't stink. But you know, at the end of the day, I don't know. But the ego is a hell of a thing, and you got somebody pumping head, or could be agents, could be family, friends of the family, whatever.
Ben Simmons.
You're right. And the way that you should handle things.
Yeah, man.
You got beef with upper management. You call them and say, hey, can we have a sit down? You air your grievances and then go from there. But going straight to Twitter and you know all of that, no. Instagram, no. No, that's some baby ass shit. And
yeah,
you know, it is what it is.
It is. That's baby as hell. The NBA has apparently reinstated Tyreek Evans.
Yep, I was hoping they would give him another chance. I mean, why not? Why not?
So who do you think gonna sign him?
If they had made those trades, you know, maybe a team that's on the fringe anyway, and they are very, very on the fringe. But with these moves, I don't know. The Sacramento might make that play in. I would if you know, I felt like I needed a joke and wanted to see. I got nothing to lose. I would see what he got in the tank.
Okay. I mean, he's a career 20-point a game. He's a career 20 a game scorer. So I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with it either.
You know, but the big thing is the he's low risk, high reward at this point.
Absolutely.
You know, give him a 10-day, you know, and see what he got, and let him know up top. This is how we play it. If you know you get through these 10 days and you know it works out, then we may sign you for the rest of the season. We'll see. You know, his problem, and I'm assuming he's taking care of that liquor problem. And if he has, then, you know, this dude might be a whole different dude. It can help your team see Indiana Lance Stevenson.
Yeah. That's
you know, everybody know he's a nutcase, but he's a productive nutcase for them.
Yeah, he very much so. All right, well, brother.
He's a fan favorite. They love it when he come in the game, and he does provide a little energy.
Oh, Lance will make him dance now.
So yeah, I would most definitely take a chance on him if I needed, you know, a little offensive punch.
Okay. All right, well, brother, I'm gonna go ahead and play a couple games with my children for Valentine's Day, bro. You go. Huh?
I got a side question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What you think of Bel-Air?
I haven't watched it yet, but I am going to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say this, and
I know it's the DC version of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You said what?
You know, yeah, they shouldn't advertise that as a remake because it's not. It's not.
I'm gonna check it out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna check it out tonight. I'm gonna check that out and the new Power series with featuring Tommy. That's on now. So I'm gonna check both of them.
That series. I watched the first episode and I was like, "What in the blue hell?" Now,
Don't ruin it for me. I'm gonna check it out.
about Bel Air though, there was a competition for the longest time. Who was the best and the finest Aunt Biz? Well, number 3.
Okay, I will see for myself.
Okay. Yeah,
All right, bro.
Think of it.
You told me earlier that you was frosting the cake for your wife now for Valentine's Day. That what it is,
Now
dog.
I'm taking the stems off of strawberries.
Oh boy, look at you, Mr. Romantic. Okay.
He's going on the cake, and the rest is going to be a glaze, sort of kind of a glaze for the cake, and then I gotta throw these steaks in the frying pan.
Boy, somebody getting it. You hear this right, everybody? Somebody getting it in. Somebody about finna get it in.
Yeah.
You know, but hey man, hey, do your thing, homeboy. So I will definitely hit you up soon, bruh.
All right, man.
All right, you take it easy.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yes, sir. My man Tony been riding shotgun with me throughout this whole NFL season. That's my dog. But you know what? The NBA is about to be kicking into full high gear. Now I'm about to be engaged fully now in the NBA. Now that the season is like 3/4 done and we about to have all-star break. But you know what? With that being said, with a buzzer. Happy Valentine's Day to all you. You look at my Facebook earlier today. I did this little thing on YouTube a couple years ago, called Valentine's Trap, and it's just me, being silly. But anyway, you know, happy Valentine's Day for everybody. For all of you guys who embrace Valentine's Day, just love it. Just remember that you don't have to wait until February 14th to show your significant other how much you love them and how much they mean to you, okay? You don't have to do that. You can do that there. You have 364 other days that you can let that person know, that you can let your ride or die know that you are there for them and you love them. Now, me, I'm going to be honest with you, bruh. This the first time in like 13 years that I am free on Valentine's Day. Oh man, man, don't pay no attention to me, man. Look, I done already said what my situation is, and you know what? It's going well. Happy as hell. Ha, that rhymed. Ha. All right, but anyway, man, it's your boy Brandon Brevon Towns. Definitely. Please hit that subscription button and become part of the Sports Plus Life family. You know, I want everybody to have a great, productive, wonderful, blessed week. I'm out this beer. Peace.